Okay, I pressed the button. It says we're live. Fantastic. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Xbox Live Party Podcast, episode 17. My name's Ash, and I am joined by my fun and amazing co-hosts as always. I've got Fabio, we've got Alucard, we have Slayer, we haven't got Jinna or KY Bob at the moment, and we are joined again by Sensei. So how's it going, everyone?
Hey, everybody.
Good, how are you?
Yeah, not bad at all.
Pretty decent, you know. Can't complain too much, just looking for cars. That's all I've been doing.
I like it. I like the answer. Pretty decent. Like straight to the point. Fair enough. But I'm doing good as well. How are you doing, Ash?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I've had a bit of issue with my tooth this week, so it's still not sorted. So I'm a bit hit and miss with sort of like pain coming and going. So always fun.
So you are pretty decent as well, just like
Yeah.
Alcor. To sum up, it's a pretty decent podcast.
Pretty
Okay.
decent. There's some distortion coming through. I don't know where it's coming from, though.
The static is
it from
coming
you?
through pretty bad at the moment. So I apologise to anyone who is listening to this.
Is it from you? Let me take care of it. No worries.
We'll get started with what we normally do anyway at the start of the podcast. What have all you fine gentlemen been playing this past week? So we'll start with you, Alucard, as you're not having to faff with anything. What have you been playing this week?
I've been playing the Medium. I really like it because it's like Silent Hill.
Nice.
I really like it. Like, I know some people didn't really like it, but it's a good solid, like almost like your paranormal investigator. But it has the feel of Silent Hill, and of course it has like the music composer from Silent Hill, right? Am I correct about that?
Yeah.
That's what I was told.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the people from.
So, oh yeah, and then the creatures are really creepy. So I wouldn't say it's like super scary. It's just creepy, and so yeah, that's what I've been playing mostly.
That's Atmos is what I consider important. Survival horror themed game. Is that
It's fun.
Like I just hate
really like
jump
it.
scares. I hate that, but I really enjoy Atmos. When the Atmos is well done, then I'm always up for it.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think it doesn't. I didn't really see any jump scares. It's more like the environment is so messed up and like creepy. That's what it's about. So, and there's a creature that stalks you through the game, and that's really cool. Because it's like you don't know what it is. It's like this it has like wings, and it's like really tall. And it's just like creepy. So it's just a creepy game, not really scary, if that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Is the audio better? Just to ask you.
No, I think it's me. How's my audio?
Yeah, it's definitely you, Sensei, when you flick it on.
It's
That
me,
bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
That's okay.
We are professionals. We are just professionals.
Still?
It's better, definitely better now.
Good. Okay.
No worries.
Let me know if it gets worse. Let me know.
To be fair,
No
it's
worries,
currently
mate.
coming through on YouTube saying that the stream quality is awful. So I apologise to anyone watching live. I'm doing nothing different to usual. I'm running it exactly how we always run it. I'm running it with my internet's fine, but for some reason YouTube's saying the video quality coming through isn't as good. So any problems, let us know. I can only apologise, but we'll keep going. What have you been playing?
If you prefer for us to turn off the cameras, no worries as well.
What have you been playing, Sensei? Then
Me, actually, I was just playing a little bit of Knockout City. I've been keeping an eye on that. My partner, my co-host on my show, Logic, he's a PC guy, and he's been playing Knockout Cities for a few weeks now, and he's been showing me this off. And originally, I was like, I'm not really looking at it that way because I'm trying to get all my other backlogs out the way. But then he kept showing it off to the point where it gained interest. I'm a big party guy, like I party up with my friends, so this is the type of game that fits perfect. I've been playing that. I've been playing Knockout Cities, and the quirkiness of it, the cartoony animation style of it, is something that has palate cleansed my gaming rotation, for lack of better terms. But it has cleansed my palate. So it's like, okay, it's good. We have a game to go to now, other than Call of Duty, which that's horrid. I hate Call of Duty. But we went ahead and now we got a Knockout City games where we can play. And with that being said, that's what I've been playing. That's what I've been doing this whole week.
Nice. I'm definitely interested in that Knockout City.
Yeah, it looks
What's that?
interesting. I was saying it looks interesting. Yeah.
It's
Would you
dodgeball.
say that it is good? It is like really good, or is it just okay? It has some fun.
I haven't found any issues with it yet. I mean, games like this would be like, like when they launched, it's from EA, but when they launch, they usually have these little issues where the internet connection's bad or the party up system's broken, but it has crossplay on it, so me and my PC buddies are playing on it. It runs smooth so far. It's a fun game, but not just. It's not one of I wouldn't say it's one of those games going to be on forever. It's just one of those games that when you're taking a break and you want to play with your friends, just to restart the gaming mentality, just get into that game, play a few sessions, and get right back out and go back to your gaming rotation.
Nice.
We need to try
It's
to
definitely
play that
different.
one. Like,
Yeah.
is he running at 60 FPS on the?
It felt like it
Series X?
was. It felt like it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
plus it's free if you've got Gamepass Ultimate, because I think it's with the EA Play side of it, isn't it? So
Yeah.
It is with the EA Play side of it. So it's right now it's
The
free
whole-
with the Game Pass.
But like
nice.
the whole game is free on Game Pass. It's not just like the first 10 hours.
It's the game is free. You can
Yeah.
play the game right now for free on Game
Awesome.
Pass, totally free.
If you
It's
do-
it's on EA, but it's probably gonna be charged on that side once that free session's over. But right now, on Game Pass, if you have it, it's totally free.
Yeah, there are payable
Awesome.
packs. If you do want to support the devs and you enjoy it, you can buy sort of like costumey packs that they don't give you any bonus in game by the looks. They're just like different costumes, like in-game credits to spend in the game. If you don't want to play for free, basically, and you do want to sort of pay to get some extra.
It is. What I do like about that they have an announcer in game, and it's funny, it's comical, but he's literally announcing. Like if you go through the menus, he'll say these things are cosmetic. They don't even affect, it doesn't affect gameplay. Like it's one of those things where they tell you in like the announcer's making fun of it, but he's letting you know none of these microtransactions affect any of the gameplay. So it's up to you to buy it or not.
Do you level up your characters and everything?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice. I really think that is pretty interesting, the idea of let's release a simple AA game just to let our players know that for them to have some fun while we are working on the big stuff, and for you to have the option to play it for free on Game Pass is just amazing. Like I really enjoy this, but the thing that I'm mostly curious is, would you think that EA, because this is a game published by EA, right?
Yes.
Would you think that EA is going to support this game for a long time, or are they going to like, okay, we are going to give you half a month and then that's it, the game's dead? Because EA is EA, and then
EA is EA. You're right. EA is EA. But from what I've seen in the little I've played so far, it looks like they have a plan in place for it as far as battle passes and cosmetics, and you can even create a crew, like your own crew, and invite your crew. So it looks like they're all in on the game. But at the end of this all, the bottom line is if it doesn't have people playing it and it doesn't have populated servers, then that's gonna determine success or not.
yeah, but so they will really need to work as quick as they can to add more content, because just playing dodgeball over and over and over and over and over again with all the same stuff. We all know what happened to Bleeding Edge. I love that game, but we all know what happened. And yeah,
well, this is similar to the other EA game of the similar sort of style, which was that Rocket Arena, which came out last year. Now, this, when it came out, was a £20-odd game to buy. It was like a budget game, but you had to buy it to play it, and then it quickly went free to play on EA Play after about a month and a half. But that saved it because it was dead in the first month, basically. So
Yeah, it's a rough industry, man.
yeah. Unfortunately,
it's a populated issue, and it's getting to the point where and I hope this has happened, but it's getting saturated. You know, it's starting to get a little bit saturated when it comes to free to play models and the microtransactions, the battle passes. It's starting to get a little to the point like, okay, another one's coming out. What's going on here? So it all depends on what the niche is for them. You know, the niche, whatever they come to figure out what that game's about. So this was about dodgeball. I wouldn't play this over and over and over again, but it is a neat little game for getting away from the serious gaming or from the, you know, hour game, like the sessions like Resident Evil where you're in there for hours, or Village, or not Village, but Valhalla, where you're in there for hours. Like, this is just meant to take a break, get a couple of sessions in, it's in and out, and then get back to your rotation.
Nice. What have you been playing, Fabio? Then.
So for me, I wasn't able to play that much, like, but still, what I mean by I wasn't able to play that much is that I wasn't able to stick too long with only one game, because I wanted to try to go collect some achievement to farm something. Simple as that. And no, I didn't buy any Red Alike game. Okay, just to warn you all. But not like Slayer that tries to do this and unfriends you on the Xbox list. Stuff like
Hey, whoa. Nobody's doing that.
Wait, who's fluffing up their gamer scores, huh?
That's funny.
But like, I played a little bit of Dirt 5 with you, Ash, and also with Gina. It was as fun as hell. I hate the fact that both of you were just hitting me every single time that I was
Lies.
leading. God, man, I went sideways. I'm not kidding. Simple as that. I started to wall ride. It was just crazy, but it was just as fun as hell. And really, it's impressive that, in my opinion, it's impressive to see how the connection on Dirt 5 is as smooth as butter. I haven't felt any sort of lagging issues, not any lagging, or even any frame rate drops because of the connection. Because I was playing with Gina and Ash, and both of them are from the UK, and I'm from Brazil, and then the connection was perfect. No delays whatsoever. It was just a really awesome time to play it. I also played a little bit of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. And I also played, what is the name? Outriders. Just the beginning of it, I just played through the intro, and then I'm set to go to the mission. And I think the online thing whatsoever, but I had no issues at all with that game as well. I played on my One X, and yeah, it's really bizarre because I was playing before every single game on the Series S, and then it's so bizarre to play again. So you were playing on 60 FPS, and then you go back and play at 30. It's just, holy crap, what's going on?
Fabio, let me ask you, how does that feel to you though? Like going from 60 to 30, is it a significant, like, oh my god, what am I looking at, or it's just you can deal with it?
I can deal with it, but like, it depends mostly of the game you are playing, because with Outriders you still have a fast-paced gameplay with cover, the shooting, the abilities whatsoever. But like, for example, with Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, you have the option to, with the Xbox One X optimizations, to change it from resolution and 30 FPS or frame rates and 1080p. On resolution, and that is a really big change. It's really like, okay, I can't play this on 4K 30 FPS. There's no way for me. I prefer much more to play on a lower resolution and then go for a really higher frame rate. And like, that's why I bought the Series S, because I don't care that much about the resolution. I don't need 4K and all that kind of crap just to be happy. I'm okay to have an awesome performance. Simple
Yeah,
as
I
that.
rather performance. Correct. I'm the same way. I rather performance. I want the 60 frames stable. Let it go. 4K. Okay, give me 1440. I'm good with. 4K. It's a bonus, I guess. If they can keep it at 4K with 60, is a bonus. But 60 frames is where I want my games to be at because it's just that much smoother.
Yeah, for sure. Like I still need to try to test how Outriders plays on the Series S. I am downloading it right now, but I also am curious to play games that are not optimized for the next gen consoles, but only has the Xbox the FPS boost feature. Like I want to play Assassin's Creed Brotherhood on 60 FPS and see how it's like, because probably I will change my answer about I can deal with 30 FPS if I test more because but right now I can deal with it, but the change is pretty insane when you feel it. And for me, simple as that. That's all I play during the week.
Nice. What about you then, Slayer? What have you been playing?
Oh, that was a nice variety, by the way, Fabio. Just wanted to let you know. Yeah, like a
Nice,
racing
thanks.
game. Yeah, yeah, pretty cool.
No,
So,
like sorry about that. I really
no,
like
go ahead.
to try and test every single type of game. Some of them are not my cup of tea. I did try to play Rain on Your Parade. I didn't like very much. I thought it was a little bit boring, but it's just because not my cup of tea. But I
Yeah,
like
it's
the
not for
idea. I like
everybody.
the concept. But I'm okay to test it.
Yeah, I enjoy that game a lot. Yeah. So for me, by the way, good afternoon, everybody. Just for me, it's been a pretty busy week due to, work and other real life stuff. So I didn't really get to play much. But I'm actually out of town right now, so like I don't have my usual setup, which is why sorry for not having a camera or anything like that. But yeah, so I basically played. I think it was like 3 games. I finished off Adventure Time, Finjake Investigation, so I could basically record all the footage that I wanted for that.
Nice.
Played a little bit of Outriders. I tried out the expeditions. Not enough to keep me playing that game, I have to be honest, but it was interesting. It was basically like the rest of the game, just without the story parts. So, that was a little bit disappointing. I wanted a little bit of more out of that, but it is what it is. And then, really, other than that, I actually got a chance to go back and play Lost Planet 2 with a couple of friends of mine. So that was pretty cool.
Nice,
Wasn't
nice.
Lost Planet 2 like offered for free on Xbox Live Gold? The games with Gold?
I think at
Or
one point, yeah.
It
But
was
we
about
we
if
3 or 4
last year?
months ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
something like that.
Yeah. No, but we played it. You can play it in 4-player co-op, and so we had. I think at one point we did have 4 players, so it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice, nice.
So, shall we go on to our topics? First of all, Slayer, you said that you weren't very much interested with you weren't playing the game Outriders with very much interest because it's just not very much fun without the story, for what I understand. But were you playing solo or were you playing with your friends?
So the most of the game up until I got to the end, well, until the middle of the game, I was playing with friends. Then they kind of got bored, and so I wanted to finish off the story, so I decided, all right, let me finish it off. So for basically from the halfway point to the end, I finished it off by myself. It was fine. But then like there's an end game, like end game portion where they want to keep playing. So it's these repeatable missions called expeditions where you have to basically go through like a map and basically kill a lot of bad guys and just kill a bunch of enemies. And then also at the end you get like a boss fight and you get gear. And that's really all it is. So it's like it's basically the same layout as the rest of the game, as the main game for the missions, and then you just fight a boss, get loot, and that's it. And then you just rinse and repeat. So it's like that
So
gameplay loop, and it's not that fun.
it's the so basically it's just like Minecraft dungeons after you finish the main story.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
So yeah, I maybe end up liking expeditions because I enjoy farming Minecraft dungeons. I don't know why. Simple as
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, to each his own, right? So,
oh yeah, for sure.
I still haven't tried Outriders yet. I feel like I'm the only person that hasn't now, so I will at some point. It's installed, waiting, But every time I go to play it, I see terrible things of crashes and people that have all the gears been deleted, and I'm like, I ain't got patience for that shit right now. I'll wait and I'll
Yeah.
play it. I'll play it when it works. And
Yeah,
knowing
so
my
I mean,
luck,
I have to be honest. Like for me, I think I've had maybe like 2 instances of crashing out of maybe I would say 30, 40 hours that I played it. And
That's
there
not
were
too
a couple
bad.
times where I couldn't even sign into the game because I think the servers were down or something like that. That's about it.
Right.
Losing items or anything like that. Nothing like that really happened. It was more of just like when my friends and I were playing, one of us would like get kicked out of the game randomly, like literally in the middle of a firefight. They would just disappear, or like they would stop moving for a second, and then the game would realize that they disconnected, and they would just disappear from the game. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that's like, I'm going to play that, and then just as I'm about to start playing it, they announce it's leaving Game Pass, and I'm like, I'm not going to play that. I've done it with loads of games. It happens all the time. Oh, the worst one was I bought Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and then they came to Game Pass like a month later, and I'm like, curses, I've just spent all that money on it. They're leaving Game Pass now, and I still haven't played them, so I'm quite happy I'll play them when I can keep playing them after they've left Game Pass. I've already bought them. But
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
love it. I love that franchise, and I actually can't wait to play it again. It just kind of sucks because like I've heard, and I'm not sure if you guys know about this, but like I heard that game is terrible to stream because of all
yes,
the copyrights.
yeah, they
So
literally
that's
mute
gonna.
or blank out the screen, or just don't let you stream a lot of the time. I had issues with it a long time ago. So what I
That's a
ended up having
shame.
to do was record it and then edit it post. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But you'll get flagged if you're not talking over it and the music's eligible. You will get flagged straight away. It's a weird thing. It's like putting Nintendo games. For some reason, if you put any sort of Nintendo game up, you get flagged straight away for using their music and everything. It's like, I'm advertising
Wow.
your game by playing it and saying how good it is.
Yeah, I never understood that. I never understood why they do that. If I'm advertising the game and I'm not like I'm advertising your game.
Yeah.
For you to, you're putting black bars and taking music out, and you're affecting the quality of your game. I mean, my channel is going to keep going because I'll probably play something else, but now you've lost the opportunity to gain the followers I have on my channel because you want to go ahead and block and take audio out.
Well, I haven't done a
That
review on
doesn't
the
make any sense.
channel since Mario Kart 8. Because I did it and I did a full review, everything, and then they blocked it in most countries, I think, because of like a 2-3 second bit of audio.
Oh
And I
man.
was like, and I even clicked remove on YouTube and it never properly removes it. So it's just, I was just giving
Yeah.
up. I was like, well, what is the point? It's madness. I mean, I did another thing. Like I did movie reviews a couple of Christmases back. Must have been 4 or 5 years ago now. I was doing like a daily Christmas movie review, and I was getting stuff took down for actually using the video from a film, even though it had no audio in it. It was just the video in the
Wow.
background, and they kept copyright striking it and like clearing it off. I'm like, I'm literally doing like a 4-minute review without no sound. Do you know what I mean? And they were pulling, but that's just Disney for you, being greedy bastards. But you'd think
Yeah.
they'd want people to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah, Nintendo for years you couldn't, right? Nintendo, they wouldn't allow you.
exactly.
play
But
their
what's
games.
funny
Yeah.
that the film of the one I was doing the review of, the full film is still on YouTube illegally to watch in full. But I can't put a 4-minute
wow.
video up with no audio as a review. But you can watch the entire thing on YouTube illegally. It doesn't make sense. So.
Oh.
It just
Wow.
baffles you.
What
Never
I
will.
mean, not that I care, but what's the link to that video? Not that I care. I don't. Really
I'll send it you in chat later. I can't remember exactly. It was one. It's not even a
for
good
a
film.
friend.
It was like
It's for a friend, right?
It's for a friend.
It's for
yes.
logic.
Or for
It was
research
like-
Logic, simple as
Yeah.
that.
Research
Mickey's
purposes?
Magical Christmas 1 or Mickey's Magical Christmas 2. It's not like it's like a Hollywood sort of mega film. It was one of the like straight to DVD, straight to video compilation cartoons, and I did it quickly. I was doing like quick day-to-day things, and I just wasn't allowed to do it. And I was like, I stopped doing my reviews halfway through the month. I just gave up. I was like, well, if I can't do a video, what's the point? So I just stopped, and it's one of the issues that we're always going to face online with doing stuff like this. Is why we don't put sound on the
copyrights
videos.
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got a small video with no sound because you just can't risk it. Because if I just happen to put a bit of sound in the background, it could, in the future, mess us up completely, and it's not worth the hassle. So
Yeah. I mean,
no, they really got to rethink that whole. They really got to rethink the whole copyright strike and how they do that. Like they have to have they have to build something around there where either it's algorithm or something where they can look into what you're playing. Does it hurt us or does it help us promote? It's what they need to do because right now it's archaic what they use. Like the algorithm they're using is very archaic. It's just music's playing, gone. You can't play that.
Yeah. It's all automated by bots, so it's not 100% accurate or fair.
Yeah.
What's funny though, Spotify now, you can actually use music off of Spotify if you use Anchor, you can use the music legally in stuff. So
Yes.
I'm going to be doing I've got some ideas for some like gaming related specials. There'll be like mini podcast episodes with music in and stuff, but they could only be on Spotify for legal reasons. But I just thought it was so cool we can actually use like game music or any music in them. So that's a way to do it. Then those creators still get a cut of the money from their song, but we don't have to do anything. We just have to do it through the official channels. And I think that's fantastic. More companies should sort of help the devs and
I agree.
help the creators like that. But I'll move on from doom and gloom I'll quickly cover what I've played this week. Same as Fabio, I haven't really played a lot. I enjoyed playing with Fabio and Ginna earlier in the week playing Dirt 5, as you can see on the video. And we also had a quick couple of games of Second Extinction, didn't we? So we managed to get the golden egg on the first try, which is fantastic. Saves us having to keep replaying it over and over to find it, which was fun. And got the achievement for not using any health packs in a mission, which was good. So I can't complain at that. But other than that, I've not played a lot. I've played a few indie games and stuff for reviews. I was playing Space-Based Startopia. That's probably not as indie. It's a bigger game, a full price game. That's like a space station, like theme hospital sort of simulator type game where you have to build your own space station up and manage it and make sure the air quality is right and all the living stuff's correct and everything. It's a fun little game, but the way it works is like the rooms are on a circle, so you spin them round, and it can make you feel quite queasy. Like it can give you quite bad motion sickness. So I haven't played a ton of it because if you're going fast,
I can't play that.
Yeah, it's not for everyone, and it's a shame because the mechanics are good. It's a bit too menu-y for my taste in that sort of thing. I think sort of like, what's that one, the Theme Hospital remake or like spiritual successor, that's on Gamepass. That does it well with not stupidly loads amount of menus, whereas this one's a bit too menu heavy. But it's fun, and if you like that sort of game, you like sort of it's got a lot of wit and humour in the dialogue and stuff, so I definitely recommend it if you like sort of that sort of thing. And then other than that, I've started playing today. I've been playing the Destroy All Humans remake.
Nice.
And I was playing that on xCloud through my laptop just to have a try of it, because I wasn't able to play on the Xbox on the TV earlier, so I jumped on my laptop and thought, well, I'll try xCloud on my laptop. Works pretty well. I haven't got the best internet here, as you can probably tell from this stream, but it worked all right. I mean, the graphics aren't crystal clear and all that sort of stuff, but I mean, when they put the Series X server blades, they should improve the sort of video quality and that slightly. But it's a good option that, like I say, if I'm not able to jump on the telly or I want something to do, I can literally flick my laptop on, and in 2 minutes I'm in game playing. So, and I even recorded it. I'll put the gameplay on later in the stream. So, I mean, I'm able to record off it and play it at the same time. It's a win-win, to be fair, as a free sort of extra perk of being a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber. But that's it. Like I say, then a couple of little things. I haven't played a lot this week, so mainly I can't sit with a headset on because of my tooth and my cheek being like on fire. So I've sort of kept away from gaming this week. Instead, I watched Army of the Dead instead last night and extremely enjoyed that.
Is it good?
I
Oh, is it
thought
good? I wanna
it
see it.
was fantastic. It's a little slow at the
Hmm.
beginning, and it's stupid, and it's stupidly predictable, and it's over the top. But I really enjoyed it, and I thought the cast were really good. Um, it looks fantastic. I mean, to say they've put someone in it after they filmed it, you can't really tell that much. I mean, they've got some tricks to do it, but one of the cast members they added in later to replace someone else. And you couldn't really, unless you knew, you probably wouldn't have noticed. But I already knew, so I was like, oh yeah, she's not really there. But yeah, really good. If you like Snyder films, it's a bit on the long side. It's about 2.5 hours, but it's stupid action. It's a really good zombie film compared to some of the films I've seen recently. I highly, highly recommend at least giving it a watch while it's on Netflix. Can't complain at that. So shall we
Fair
jump
enough, fair
into
enough.
the topics then for today?
Sure, let's go. Let's go. Like, of course, God. Maybe I should not say that this is going to be a short episode.
No, we haven't got as many
Every
topics this
time-
week, but
Every time that we say that, it's going to be 3 hours length.
yeah, we always
Simple
think,
as
this
that.
will be an hour and a half episode, and 3 hours later we're like crawling away from the computers.
This is always my
Yeah.
Saturday. So when you guys come on, my Saturday is just listen to it. I just put it apart. My headsets are on. I'm playing my game and I listen to the conversation.
Good
That's
stuff.
what I do.
Man, holy crap! I don't know how you how you managed to listen to the whole episode because we
Hey,
lost
man,
like every
when we
single
talk game, to me, gaming conversations in any kind of aspects of it is interesting to me. Very interesting. So you guys are talking for 3, 2, 4 hours. Hey, I'm there. I'm listening.
Yeah, but we're not. We've got to
Then
say
go-
thank you to everyone that does listen. All the people watching
Yeah.
live in chat on YouTube, all the people that watch it on playback afterwards, all the people that watch it, listening along on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts. Big thank you to all you guys because the numbers keep going up. It's absolutely great, and we're doing this for fun. It's just nice for us to catch up. Like I say, a lot of us game regularly on a regular basis, and we're trying to game more with each other, and it's just nice to sort of chat and have a fun, friendly chat with other gamers. So the fact that other people want to listen to us ramble on for a couple of hours a week baffles the hell out of me, and especially when you're coming from all over the world. We've got Australia, we've got Europe, we've got Asia, we've got America. I cannot remember that island above sort of like Norway and stuff like that. We've got people from all over, and it's amazing. If you ever want to get
Awesome.
involved, ask us questions. You can fire us messages live while we're on chat. Hit us up on Twitter because we'll talk about stuff if you message us about it. You can even send us messages through the Anchor podcast app. 'Cause I know Sensei sent me a random voicemail once, which made me laugh. So you can do all that. You can get in touch anyway. We'll always chat. We're always on social media throughout the day, and we'll reply when we can. So just a big thank you to everyone that keeps turning in each week. Because like I say, thank you for putting up with us.
It sounds like you have an international viewers. I can't get the neighbor across my street to watch my podcast. But it's some good stuff.
I can't get my wife to watch mine half the time. She just
But like,
Right.
but like,
Right.
but like, here's the thing. Like, we are an international podcast because we have who we have here: America, UK, Brazil.
Yeah,
Simple as
that's
that.
true. That
We
is
are
true.
just missing an Asian. That's it. If you are an Asian and you want to be part of a podcast, call us. Simple as that.
Well, that'd be cool.
I just got a
I mean, I'm
text from
also-
my wife saying I'm cheeky, so she is listening, but not live.
She is listening. There's a win.
Also,
You cheeky
I'm
motherfucker.
I'm from Europe, so you guys got that covered too.
There we go.
Oh, there
All
you go.
right.
There we have it.
So
Alright.
Awesome.
we will get started. So the first bit of news this week isn't anything about Xbox. It's not even about this current generation. This is about a retro console that I've spoken about in the past. I quite enjoy. I even sat and watched a 60-minute Q&A live today about it. So I'm up to date. So this is the Evercade. It's a retro handheld that plays cartridges. Now they do loads of different cartridges, and they're sort of like collections, sort of curated. So you get sort of 10 sort of games, or 5 or 15 sort of games on each cartridge, and they vary from different consoles from way back when to sort of. I'm trying to think what's probably the newest one. They've just put a PS1 game on one of the newest cartridges, and they also have like indie games, like retro inspired indie games like Foxyland and stuff like that. That's on it as well. They've recently announced a console, an actual home console. I talked about it a couple of episodes ago. Now all the details have come out about it, as well as a load of new cartridges. So the new cartridges that are coming, they're now doing a sort of spin-off. They're doing cartridges for console collections, and the next two that have been announced recently is the Intellivision Collection. So I never had an Intellivision as a kid, so I'm really looking forward to playing this. It includes 12 games: Astro Smash, Buzz Bombers, Frog Bog, Night Stalker, which I've been told is one of the sort of better games, Pinball, Princess Quest, Shark, Slapshot, Super Pro Hockey, Snafu, Thin Ice, Thunder Castle, and Word Rockets. So that's coming out soon. That's in Intellivision Collection 1. And they then announced a Bitmap Brothers collection. Now, these are sort of like some of the most, like one of the better known British developers of the olden sort of generations. And this is only going to have 5 games on, unfortunately, but it's got Chaos Engine, Xenon 2 Mega Blast, Speedball, Speedball 2 Brutal Deluxe, and Speedball 2100. So on the Chaos Engine. So I'm really excited for that. That's coming as well. And then so they've sort of like posted out their full year sort of run. So every sort of 2 or 3 months to bring out 2 cartridges. But then they've done a bumper announcement that they're bringing arcade games out. So these are based on the original arcade versions of things, not like the NES or SNES ports or the Genesis ports. So we're getting 4 arcade cartridges by the end of the year, all coming in November, which is the Atari Arcade One, which has 13 games on, like We Asteroids Deluxe, Centipede, Crystal Castles, Lunar Lander, Missile Command, Millipede, like Pong, all the original sort of mega games, Super Breakout. I mean, they are very retro, those ones, so they may not appeal to everyone, but they've done a slightly newer version, which is the Galeco Cartridge 1, which has got like Alligator Hunt, Biomechanical Toy, Glass, Snowboard Championship, Thunder Hoop, and World Rally. And I've not played any of them, and they all look awesome. They're then doing a Data East cartridge, and Data East do some fantastic games. So you got Burger Time, Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja, which sounds amazing. Breakthrough, Lock and Chase, Sly Spy, Wizard Fire, Tumble Pop, Dark Seal, Chain Reaction, and Darwin 4078. And some of them are awesome games. And then the last arcade game is Techno's Arcade Pack 1, which has 8 games, including Double Dragon 2 Arcade, Double Dragon 3 The Rosetta Stone Arcade, Mania Challenge, so a wrestling arcade game, which I'm so looking forward to. And then a few others that I've not really heard of, like Minky Monkey, Mysterious Stones, Dr. Jones Adventure, Blockout I've heard of, The Combat Tribes, and Battle Lane Volume 5. So these are actually going to be the arcade editions, and to go along with this in November, they are releasing an actual physical home console. So at the moment it's a handheld and it plays the cartridges. These cartridges will then be able to be plugged into the console itself, and I have got a picture they've just announced of the Founders Edition. So the Founders Edition's coming out. It's in black instead of white and red. It's got all the cartridges I've just announced, all 6 of them included, a poster, a couple of art cards, key ring, an extra pad, a certificate of authenticity, and it's also got a steel book, but the steel book is a cartridge holder for all 6 cartridges, which I thought was ace, because you can have it on your shelf, but it also has all the cartridges in, so it'll make it easy to transport them. Now this is going to be, I think it's $159.99 at launch. So that's for 6 cartridges that are normally £15 each. The home console, 2 pads, and all the extras. And I think it's an absolute bargain. And like I said, the main console is coming out itself in white and red, and that's going to be $89.99 on its own, basically. And there's some other packages. I'm not going into details. If you're interested, evercade.co.uk. Pre-orders go live in about 4 or 5 days, the 27th, 10 a.m. UK time. I'll be picking one up. Like I say, I've got all the cartridges so far, and this one takes the 6 there, take it up to 26 full cartridges. And like I say, in 2 months, they've got a Worms pack coming out with all the original Worms games on. So yeah, I apologize for going on a bit, but I love when retro stuff comes out that isn't just those shit Chinese ones you get on Wish that you use ROMs on. This is all legal. It's all official. It supports the devs. Like we got a Codemasters ones. They've got Pico Interactive, Oliver Twins. They did an Oliver Twins pack, which is another British sort of classic developer, and a load of funds from that went to supporting the video game museum in the city across from me. So I think that's fantastic. But like I say, if you're into retro, you're into handhelds, you want a decently built handheld or a retro console that you can plug into your telly through HDMI. It's all got all the sort of like menus and stuff you'd expect from a modern console. It's got Wi-Fi and stuff, so it'll be able to be patched and stuff. And they're on about having like online leaderboards and all sorts of other functions in the future. Check it out, because it's a very cheap price for the amount of content you get. I mean, £160, and you get 6 games, which are £15 each. So you're looking at, what's that, that's £90 on its own normally.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's and it's in a black cover. So the normal color is red and white, and it looks like a Famicom. It sort of reminds me of the original Famicom in Japan. The black one reminds me of like a Atari, not an Atari, like the Turbo Graphics or a Mega Drive, that sort of stuff. So I highly recommend people check that out. It's a really cool idea. There's 5,000 of the Founders Editions going on sale next week for sort of early adopters. So check it out if it's something of interest. And then we'll move on to more modern stuff then.
Just one thing, like, you don't have to apologize for anything, but like I think it's great, especially because if it is something retro, there's a ton of people right now that really enjoys retro gaming and likes to collect this type of. I'm not that kind of guy, because some of those games, most of them actually, I wasn't able to play, but still, I really think it's pretty interesting, and I got my curiosity. So I think it's really great, especially to give some support for these devs that really cared enough to try to bring some retro gaming back to life.
Yeah, like I said, it's the fact that it's all official and the actual got the licenses for all this. It's not just, I mean, those handhelds you can get a decent,
emulation,
but it's not illegal emulation. These are all officially done. I mean, some of the games they've brought out have never had UK and American releases, and they've ported them over and everything. So,
I mean, well, you can be sure that you can be. I understand what you are saying, but you can be sure that most of the illegal emulations, they are far better than the PlayStation Classic emulation. Just putting that out, simple as that. Don't hate me, hate the console.
No, exactly.
I know that for me, Intellivision is something I played with a long time ago when I had hair on my head. And
oh my god!
You mentioning this, the whole Intellivision coming out there. Fabio's right. There's a whole lot of people out there. There's a whole community and culture out there that does the whole retro gaming. A lot of retro gamers out there nowadays are coming from my era, and this is like nostalgia, but also I want to play this again, bring it up to date, bring it up current. So I admire things like this when preservation of games from back in the days that got me into gaming come right back 20, 30, 40 years later and just smack me in the face and go, remember me? You talking about this? And I'm going to the website and I'm going, wow. I'll never apologize for retro gaming.
I don't want to bore
apologize for
people.
going
Like I
down
say,
this,
if I'm passionate about something, I'll go on about it. But I just think it's a good thing to support. There's not enough legal
Yeah.
retro, and yeah, there's digital and stuff. But like we've seen with Xbox 360, Simpsons Arcade, Mortal Kombat, they eventually disappear, and then you're buggered. So and there's nothing better than sliding a cartridge in the back of a console. It gives you proper sort of Game Boy vibes. Like
Yes.
sliding it in, it's
like,
great.
And like it has a lot of people that are into that kind of stuff, but it doesn't have a lot of support from publishers or marketing to spread the word. So the more you do that, the better.
Yeah, definitely. If I can
apologize
support
for
them,
it.
like I say, I jumped in earlier in the Q&A they did, and I asked a few questions, and they even answered them on YouTube, and so it's great. And like I say, if you're into retro, even some of them aren't retro. Like you can get Xenocrisis, which is a really cool sort of top-down sci-fi shooter. Tanglewood,
For sure.
and even Megacat Studios and stuff have started doing it, which they've done a couple of cartridges now, Megacat, for them, and they're sort of like retro-inspired modern games. So there's something for everyone, really. And like I say, it's one of the few things that pique my interest. Now I don't really go for retro as much anymore,
shit.
but there's only this and really the Intellivision Amico that I've got any sort of interest in at the moment to get into. So when I see more about the Amico, I'll talk about that. But for now, check out the Evercade. You've got a week before it all goes on. It's like 5 days till it goes up for sort of pre-orders. So we'll move on to the next topic. Yeah, so we've got Game Pass editions. So they've announced a load of new games for Game Pass for this month. Do you want to go through them, or do you want me to go through them? It's up to you.
I'm just curious about where is, because the only ones that I'm looking at are the ones that are going to have touch control.
Well, I'll go through these, and you can go through the touch ones in a second. Then, so they've announced that Peggle 2, Plants vs Zombies: Welcome to the Neighborhood are coming to cloud. The original Fusion Frenzy is coming to cloud. Joyride Turboed is coming to cloud. Is it Mech Warrior or something like that? Is coming to cloud.
Mech
console.
Warrior 3.
Yeah.
Conan
Exiles is coming to cloud and console. So that's your big dick simulator. Catch, which is
big
a
dick
fishing
or big
game.
boob simulator.
Yeah. Free dick and that. There's no censoring in this game either, so you can just literally run around to your weird content. So
wobbling.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, hold on. In Conan, you run around wobbling?
You can run full schlong out if you really want to.
Schlong out, okay.
In the sand, just imagine how you'd be chafing at end of day.
It depends on your fetish. If you have any sort of fetish about it, make yourself at home. That's the game for you.
So
great, a game for everyone.
Exactly.
All right.
I'm really imagining a guy that has this type of fetish and say, "Finally, a game for me."
Holy shit! There it is. I was waiting for you.
Then if you're into getting your hands on something slimy, there's Catch, which is a fishing simulator. That's coming out to cloud console and PC. Snow Runner, cloud console and PC. And now that it looks like a game where you're just driving in the snow from one place to another with like big rigs and stuff.
Like those physics based games that are just like that one with the truck where you are on roads with a ton of mud, and then you need to try to go to the points A to points B. Have to
Runner?
Deal with all the problems with something like that. I think it's the same thing.
Just on the snow.
With snow.
Right.
Yeah.
They should make an Ice Road Truckers game. Honestly, that's what we want. Because that show, they make it out like every second they're gonna die, and then no one ever does die or fall into the ice, and they just drive straight for like a day. But they should make a game.
And now you are going to die.
Exactly.
The game.
Man-Eater's coming to cloud console and PC. This is an awesome game. I picked this
Finally.
up at Christmas in the sales. It's a really fun little semi-open world sort of mission-based game where you play as a shark and you go around killing people. It's ace. Is it Wild at Heart? It's coming to console and
Yep.
PC. This is like a creepy, sort of cartoony looking indie game. Slime Ranchers coming to PC. Secret Neighbors coming to PC. Solasta is coming to PC. I can't read it because they're so
There is
small
Knockout
online.
City.
Knockout City
City
on console
and-
and PC, and then Spellforce, is it? It's coming to PC
Yeah,
as well.
Spellforce.
So it's not the best lineup, but it's better than some of the stuff we've had. And like Man-Eater and Conan and Wild at Heart are my three interesting picks, and obviously also Knockout City. But I mean, they're not the heavy hitters we've had the last couple of months with like Outriders and stuff. But I'm grateful for it because there's too much to play right now. I literally don't have time.
Here's the thing, I'm grateful that we got new Fusion Frenzy to be available on cloud. It's such a good. Please, they need to bring that back. That franchise needs to be brought back. Simple as I love that game.
I nearly, instead of Destroy All Humans, I nearly went for Psychonauts 1 on cloud, which I'm probably gonna try anyway. So I think that's my next game. It just puts me off. There's no achievements. It just makes me sad. But I'm thinking of doing like a retro stream or a retro review series on YouTube. So I'll probably Psychonauts 1 will probably be one of the first ones I do because I keep meaning to go back to it. It's been so long. So
To play are you going to try to do some retro reviews to play the OJ Xbox titles?
yeah, it'll be
OG.
Xbox, a couple of 360 stuff, and maybe older stuff. I've got a lot of Dreamcast, PS1, Mega Drives, that sort of stuff I want to go into.
Fair enough.
But it just breaks up playing the Xbox One and Series X games I'm playing for reviews. It might be nice just to throw in a couple of retro stuff in between to sort of cleanse the palate and.
Not to go a little off topic here, but games like Fusion Frenzy, those are the type of games that can survive on xCloud.
Yeah.
In my opinion, those are the type of games that will breathe more life into it and extend the life of that game. And those games would be perfect for xCloud, on the go, mobile, tablet, whatever you got to play on that. I think that's a neat addition for the whole xCloud thing.
Yeah. The Jinner's jumped into chat because he can't make it today. He's away this week, I believe, with his family. He said he's been playing, winning Dirt 5 this week, and these are his words. He did beat us in pretty much every race, bar a couple where he didn't win and neither did we. But yeah, dick.
Simple as that. That's the only message that we are going to send him. You are a dick. We're good to go.
See you next
Move
week.
to the next topic.
Yeah, so next topic.
That's the episode.
They've added cloud controls, so do you want to cover this for us?
Sure. So they just added cloud controls, touchpad controls to Call of Duty, Nier Automata, Banjo-Tooie, one of Gina's favorites, Narita Boy, 2 Point Hospital. Was that the game you mentioned when you were talking about?
Yeah,
that's
the one I was on about, and I think that would work. I looked at some of these and I thought 2 Point Hospital will be amazing with touch controls because you don't have to do a lot in it and it'll work fantastic.
We also got Genesis Noir. I'm sorry, I'm butchering. And Rain on Your Parades. So again, nice, really nice. Especially in my opinion for Banjo-Tooie, I really enjoyed that game. There's no way for I still prefer Banjo-Kazooie, the original one, but like Banjo-Tooie is a really nice addition to have touch controls. And yeah, I think out of all those games, the two best games in my opinion that will have most of the benefits of out from those touch controls are Call of Duty because it's mostly a walking simulator, and 2 Point Hospital. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
I think Rain on Your Parade will be good in touch control because it doesn't take a lot. It's not, you don't have to be super accurate. I mean, maybe for the couple of missions where you can't take any damage for the achievements, you wouldn't play it. But for the most part, you could just sort of meander around and not have to worry. So I think that would work well. I haven't played Nier Automata, Genesis Noir, or Narita Boy, so I couldn't comment on how the touchpad controls will work. Banjo's another one. It could work, but it could also be really finicky as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna
here's
say
the
that.
Yeah, here's the thing. I like the fact that they added that, but I've played before Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie with touch controls because on emulation from the cell phone, I tried to play that. It's not very good. It's not very
No.
good because so they really need to try to make that work really nicely because it can be a disaster.
But being able to
Yeah, I
play
would say,
Banjo... Go on, say what you're
Sorry,
saying,
go ahead.
Slayer. Go on, mate.
No, I was just gonna say like anything that like like platformers or like any like really fast-paced games. I feel like touch controls could be a hit and a miss. Like that's why I was gonna say like definitely Banjo. I feel like that game could pretty much not, depending on like how Fabio said, like they have to really ace it for it to be really good. And then for Nier, I think that's
Yeah.
also another hard game because that game is pretty fast-paced from what I remember. So
I have
Yeah.
not had good experience with touch controls yet so far.
Has anyone played the GTA on iPhone? That's got touch controls, and that's a bit iffy. The driving's
Yeah.
good, but on foot it's hard. It makes it a lot harder
Like
to
they
play.
Yeah.
wait. They managed to do the driving good, but the walking bad.
Yeah.
How?
Just there's
How
more
did they-
buttons to mess about with. So on like when you're driving in GTA, it's just like go, stop, jump out. Do you know what I mean? But when you're walking around, it's more awkward to like move both sticks and at the same
And
time
aiming.
and aiming. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
The fact that you have the option to like, but yeah, Banjo-Tooie probably doesn't play half as well as it does on a pad. But the fact you can play it while you're having a shit, and nowhere near a console, means it's got some merit to it, whether you like it or not. It's good. It's better than not.
I'm sorry. Like, are those the moments where you like to play Banjo-Kazooie?
It gives you something to do on the loo, doesn't it?
Hey man, just buy the Razer Kishi and then you could play wherever
Yes.
you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's it.
Exactly. But it's nice that they've done it, and I'm hoping that they do them with the custom sort of overlays that they've been doing on some of the games they're not just A, B, X, Y and all that stuff. I hope they actually do them where they say what they are. But we'll see. I haven't had time to test the touch controls. I found that with the 4G network in the UK, it just cannot run xCloud well at the moment. It is not got enough power to do it. Like, there's not enough download or upload speed. From home, when I'm at home on Wi-Fi, it's good, and like I say, when I use my laptop, it's decent. But on my phone, it's just not up to par for me to even bother trying on anything of need any sort of skill. So,
Yeah.
Jin has put, what's he put? Did KY? He's put. Speaking of being on the loo, did the KY sponsorship come in? No, not yet. KY Jelly hasn't sponsored us
Oh
yet.
yeah. We are
News.
ready.
Disappointing.
We are waiting for KY Jelly and also Toys for Bob
Hot-
to join us.
And hot tub streams.
Yeah.
Update on
Hot tub
those.
stream.
They are
I
now
will-
approved by Twitch. They've got their own category on Twitch
Yes.
now. Hot tub streams.
I can't.
Hot tub
I'm
beach
sorry, but
and
that's
swimwear
ridiculous.
has its own thing. So
It's
we would
ridiculous.
be pushed into a certain
Oh.
category if we went that way. So
It's just so that whole Twitch thing is so contradictory and so
Yeah, it is.
it's just you can do this, you can't do that, and they got to figure that out over there. And then you can't even reach out to somebody and figure what's going on with your channel. Why is it being demonetized? Like, you can't even figure any of that out. Twitch, get your shit together, please.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to
Nice.
chuck in a slight segue here. So the Ginner he's put is he's in Peppa Pig World this weekend. That's where he is. So that if anyone who's
Yep,
not
because he
from the
likes
UK,
that.
Peppa Pig World is an amusement park for little kids based on Peppa Pig. But
Nice.
it's weird though. He's on his own. He's not with his kids. He's just loitering
Yeah,
around
it's
and enjoying the
bizarre.
ride. He's not. I don't want
He's
to.
not
I'm
even-
not insinuating anything
he's not-
there before someone thinks that.
So
He's not even with his family at all. He's just there all
So the
alone,
Jenna went
having
to
fun there.
Peppa Pig theme park by himself. No kids?
No, he has
Yeah,
gone with his
yep.
kids and his family, but we'll pretend he hasn't.
Okay.
He's
okay.
got a Peppa Pig nose on and stuff. I bet that's what he's dressed like.
Here's
But
here's the thing. We are trying to make fun of him because we are trying to enjoy the opportunity to make fun of him with no chance for him to defend himself. Simple as
exactly.
that.
But we also don't want to
So go with the
insinuate
music.
he wants to put kids in the back of a van in any sort of sense. So, but I bring up Peppa Pig World because this week it was announced by, I believe it was it Konami? Not Konami. There's a company, they've literally announced the biggest game of the year. It's going to be Game of the Year, Peppa Pig, my friend. So
Oh,
there's an
jeez.
official game. This is coming out to Xbox. Let me just get this up. Outright. It's made by Outright Games or
Jeez.
publishing it in the UK. So they're
I'm just man. Like Konami, Metal Gear Peppa.
Oh, it's playing it in background there. I'm going to get demonetized if anyone heard that. So it is coming by. It's coming to PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and Steam by Outright Games, and I'm sure it's Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco are publishing it in America, and it's got the actual voice cast doing it. So. Yeah, so Ginna, you can keep all your kids happy, or you can live your Peppa Pig fantasies out in that game, and a couple of other things have announced as well.
I'm just loving like Konami and Bandai Namco are involved in this.
It's not Konami; it's just Bandai Namco. It was one of the two.
Just Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
Is Bandai Namco the developer of Dark Souls, or the publisher from Dark Souls?
Probably.
Yeah, so you can have Dark Peppa or Peppa
There
Souls.
you go.
Whatever you guys
But
prefer.
it's been done by Outright Games over here, and they're
Go on,
the
Sensei.
people
You
that
got
make all those
you got
kids games.
Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pepper.
There you go.
Ah!
That's what you got right there. Yeah.
Ginna said he's got to
Silent
shoot
Peppa,
as well.
Peppa Hill. There we go.
Pepper Hill.
Could you imagine a Peppa Pig game that's just Silent Hill? I would buy that.
Silent
play
Pig.
that.
Silent Pig. Oh my
Silent
god.
Pig.
But yeah, so it's made by
Jesus.
Outright Games, who make kids focused
That's not right at all.
licensed
goddammit.
games. So they
Yeah,
previously
I think they're the. Sorry, I think they're the same ones that did Adventure Time, or one of the.
yes,
Adventure Time
they did
games.
one of the Adventure Times. They did the Jumanji game, the Ice Age game. They did. They've done loads actually. They've done the new. There's a new Transformers game. They did a GI Joe game, Race with Ryan. Some of them are good, some of them aren't very good. Ben 10 games. But what annoys me is they announced this week a load of games. So they've announced Peppa Pig. They've announced a PJ Masks game. They've announced Blaze and the Monster Machines racing game, which is like a talking monster truck if you've got kids or you don't have kids. They've announced a new Hotel Transylvania game that ties in with the franchise, and an Addams Family game. And I was like, where were all these like a year ago when my kids wanted to get into gaming more? Because like Peppa Pig, not like the crap DS games that have been out previously. This is a proper game with the proper voice actors and everything. Blaze and the Monster Machines, PJ Masks, my kids were mad for that a year and a half ago. And like I say, this company, they made the Paw Patrol games. So if you're into kids, if you've got kids, there's some really cool games coming out that I wish had come out a year or so ago. So they start coming out as of September, October time. But yeah, I just thought it was funny. It sort of linked in with Ginna hiding in the toilets at Peppa Pig World from his missus, so he can listen to the podcast. But a shout out to OG Games, because at least they're bringing these sort of kids games, because there isn't enough kids games out nowadays. So keep doing it. I know some of them aren't like, we wouldn't play them unless you're playing with your kids, but it's nice that they're still making games for little kids that are simple, basic, that you don't have to have loads of skill for. because nowadays gaming is all about shooting, and you can't even have split screen. It's all online and stuff, and it's all like murdering and action and really hardcore stuff. Whereas this is somewhat good for kids, and it keeps my kids busy and out of trouble. So I'm well happy.
Moving on then.
Yeah. I've done ripping Jinner and promoting Peppa Pig games, but we'll probably review it just for laughs. I'll get Jinner to do it.
That's the point of where are we going with this podcast? Like we started with the idea of let's talk about Xbox, and now we are talking about Peppa Pig games.
It's coming to Xbox. It all links in. It's fine.
Yeah, fair enough.
Too much pork. 0 out of 10.
Fair enough. Shall we move on then?
Yeah, let's move on to the next fantastic topic. Do you want to take this one?
I was waiting for you to say, but no worries. So, the next topic that we have here is about time splitters. Does anyone remember about that?
It's a game with a monkey.
Because that's older. That's like older than the idea of Half-Life 3 itself. Because god damn it, it's been a while.
Fabio, there's a whole community out there that's been waiting for a time splitter for the longest time. There's in my own circle. There's one person that I know that has been wanting this game for so long, and we all know who that is. If you watch my podcast, you know that, Fabio. That's Logic. The man has been wanting this.
Like I know it's just because the promise of a new time splitters game is just like it's just as old as Half-Life 3 itself. Like simple as that. It's been a while, finally. So here's the thing. Deep Silver made a post saying, "Free Radical Design a new Deep Silver studio. You asked and we listened. We have been working on plans to bring the Time Splitters franchise back to life. We are pleased to let you know that we are setting up a new Deep Silver development studio to do just that." Very nice. Free Radical Design is reforming and will be headed up by industry and Time Splitters veterans Steve Ellis and David Doak. I'm sorry, I'm butchering. This is an exciting first step in the process. Development on a new game has not yet started, and we will update you when we have more news to share. So, nice. Not only the franchise is returning, but it's going to be developed by a studio only focused on doing that. So, great.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I can't remember the last time I played Time Splitters. I think it was Time Splitters 2. I never played the third one. It was Time Splitters 2, and it was like 4-player split screen with the big fat adapter for the PS2. So you plugged all your pads into that big fat chunky brick, sitting around a little telly, watching like little corners of the screen. Awesome game for multiplayer. Awesome game. I'm sure I went to school with someone who's like uncle or something was one of the modelers for the monkey character. So I was like, he used to always bring that up when we were playing. He's like, my uncle designed that monkey. I was like, yeah, of course he did, but possibly did. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's been a long time. I don't know if there is a hardcore player base for Time Splitters, but can it do well in today's landscape when it's been dead for so long?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think the true question is necessarily if it can do good when it launches, because that doesn't depend more. I think that doesn't depend actually on the game itself. I think it mostly depends on how the developers will bring the franchise back. Because where there's people that are up to play the game, there's going to have some sort of success. And for long-time fans, just like Logic, the game will be awesome. They just need to make it right.
Yeah.
Simple as that. If they end up fucking up somehow and change
100%.
what it was Time Splitters, then this is going to be a disaster.
Agree. 100% agree. They need to make this right. It's a classic. They need to make it right. They shit on this game.
And here's the thing. It's just like what I like to compare to with Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. I enjoyed that game, but I do understand that it's the weakest of all the Banjo games.
Right.
And here's the thing: if Banjo-Kazooie had returned with Banjo 3 before Nuts and Bolts wouldn't have received the hates that he received at the time. Because we had a game before that, and like for time splitters, I think they need to stick with the formula that worked, because that's what the long time fans want. They want to feel time splitters back just the way as it was before.
That reminds me of Red
Simple as that.
Faction, when Red Faction came back as third person, not first person, and everyone moaned about it when it came out. It wasn't a bad game, but then they did a sequel, and that was much more well liked, even though it was still third person. But they changed it from first to third, so you just have to make sure you give the core fans what they actually want. There's no point changing it too much that it alienates the only people that have been asking for it all these years. Because if you do that, there's just no point.
Because here's the thing: when you have a franchise that's been dormant for a long time, finally have a new installment of that franchise. Of course, that if you change something from how it was before, people will say it's different, therefore it's bad. Of course, that's unfair as hell, but that's a fact. If you decide to change a thing, the how the game works on this new installment, after a long time with no games whatsoever of that franchise, is going to backfire. So they really need to be careful.
Yeah, agreed, definitely.
But Alucard, Slayer, talk to us. Say your opinions. Are you alive over there?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never played that game before, so that's why.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same boat.
Nothing to say about it, unfortunately. But
you're fired.
Is that a shooter? It's a shooter, like
yeah,
co-op
it's like a fast-paced first-person shooter. It kind of plays a bit like the old Unreal games, where there's not much aiming; you just run and gun, basically.
Oh, I was thinking it was.
But I
thought it was that other game, that arcade game, where you use like light guns.
Oh, that's Time Crisis, which should also come back.
Okay, yeah. See, I never played Time Splitters before, but the thing is, like when you bring back an old game and it's like a reboot or whatever, sometimes they change it too much and then people don't like it. So you have to be really careful.
Yeah.
But you also, if you make it like the original, people would be like, it's old mechanics. So it's like I don't know.
It's not old mechanics, it's a design choice.
Yeah, like maybe they need to try to somehow to start this by bringing a remake of the first game or something like that, just to say that we are listening, we love this franchise, we want to bring it back, but for now we want you to have fun and remember how awesome this franchise was. So we are bringing you the first game, remastered, remade, adapted for a new generation with way better controls and graphics and all that kind of crap, with added features, like just something like that, so they can have people's confidence that the next game is going to be awesome. It's just like what J.J. Abrams did with Star Wars on the Episode 7. Episode 7 is really the same structure and copy and paste of Episode 4. Because we had a really long time with no good Star Wars films whatsoever, and then we finally had the film brought back, and then he fucked up after. Yes, I know, but still, he started really well.
I don't know. I like the second one of the newest trilogy. I just think
I'm talking about Episode 9. I'm not talking about Episode 8.
The last one. Yeah, the last one where he just totally ignores all of the film before it, basically. Yeah,
it never existed.
Yeah, do you know what people said? That guy makes terrible films. That guy who did number 8 made Knives Out. He makes some good films. You just didn't let him do what he wanted. The fact that they had different people doing a trilogy baffles me as well.
That's it right there. The fact that it started off with one vision, then he came along and he had his own vision, and then they booted him off and then brought back JJ to finish the vision. The thing is that you're working on a franchise that's like, it's a history, it's culture, it's what, 9 films, and you take the last 3 and you make it where 2 different visions come in and say, let's do it our way. The second movie of that last trilogy kind of blew everything out the water when it came to what was established already. And all he wanted to do was make it different. He wanted to like just push it forward. But JJ being JJ, they brought him back and they wanted to keep that same vision because Fabio's right. It's the same. It's like a copy paste kind of. It's the same. We haven't had it for a while. It's the same thing.
But still, that doesn't make it bad because that's what people wanted. Like, and here's the thing. Again, just to end this discussion, time players need to do exactly the same thing as what happened to Star Wars Episode 7, or to bring it back as a remaster, just like with Crash Bandicoot. After all, we had the insane trilogy before Crash 4.
Yeah, why don't they do a Time Splitters trilogy? I'm surprised they haven't ever done that. Especially is it THQ or no, Deep Silver? They sort of remaster stuff anyway. So why not do just like a HD remaster of the first 3 Time Splitters? Even just the campaigns,
but here's the thing.
And have one set multiplayer.
But here's the thing: it needs to be a remaster, just like as Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy,
or
a remake just like Demon's Souls. Because here's the thing: if they decide to remaster it, call it a remaster, and do like Nintendo does, then this is going to be a disaster, in my opinion. Only the very, very, very big fans of that franchise are going to enjoy that. But for some people, they are excited for this news, for this type of thing, that we are bringing a new game, we are bringing the franchise back. To receive a remaster that is just a port, this is going to be bad.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I totally agree. And to be fair, it doesn't look very good. It has aged terribly, so it needs a good coat of paint.
Sadly.
So, we'll move on to the next topic. So this is basically Jez Corden and Windows Central put a tweet out saying, with the new Amazon MMO, which is coming out soon, they're going to be charging people to use the sort of fast travel in game. Then from the sounds of it, sounds like real money as well. So if you wanted fast travel in an MMO, you got to cough up and open that wallet a bit. And this also kind of links into something that's also happened in the last sort of week. So in the new Zelda Remaster, it's not new Zelda, should I say, but the Zelda Remaster coming out, they've locked a type of fast travel behind an amiibo. So you have to buy a certain amiibo to be to use the fast travel in game.
Real life money.
Yeah, so you have to buy the actual plastic Zelda figure or Link figure or whatever figure it is. I don't know. One of the amiibos has the fast travel, a special type of fast travel that it locks behind it. So you have to then use that amiibo to unlock it in game. So basically, making you pay extra to use a feature that should be free in a game. What do you guys feel about locking such sort of features behind paywalls? I don't think it's right, but
I think this is worse or even at the same level of Metal Gear Survival paid load saves, for example. For you to do a new save, you needed to pay for that. I think that's terrible. Just worse or the same.
Yeah, this is that stuff like that. It's like worse than mobile games when they have like how mobile games have the cooldown. You have to pay for if you want to keep on playing or something like that. Like
does this MMO have does this MMO have a monthly fee, something like that?
I don't know. It is a one-off fee. You have to buy the game. It's not a free. It's $39.99. Yeah, it's $40 for the standard or $50 for the deluxe. I can't see. I'm just having a look now. I feel like it's one of those ones like Guild Wars where it's free to play, but you have to pay for the actual game. Does that make sense? I'm just having a look.
Go on.
I'm all for it. I mean, here's the thing. At the end, I got to put the businessman hat on and also the gamer's hat on. I got to put both of them. And the business side of things, microtransaction makes sense. gets them the money, the flow. Everything nowadays is residual. It ain't, people don't understand that if you do a one-time payment, companies are surviving that way. No more residuals, Netflix subscriptions, the Gamepass, something like is always going to keep money flowing into their pockets. On the gamer side, what I don't like is when they do microtransactions is that it affects the gameplay itself. That's when it becomes toxic. That's when it becomes something like, wow, a pay to win, really? You're gonna lock save points behind a paywall. Those are the type of things that I don't like that, because if I'm a new gamer coming into a game like that, and this game has been out for a couple of weeks, months, even maybe a year or so, you're gonna have your veterans on there already leveled up, right? And let's say I'm that guy. Let's just bring that back. Let's say I'm that veteran that's in there, and somebody else, like, a rookie just comes in there, I want to try this. They can literally just, if they have a wallet that's big enough, just throw their money into this thing and get to my level after I've been grinding for months. Now they can come back with me. It's one of those things like that's annoying. That part is like, wow, like
Yeah.
ugh, yeah.
I mean, I
here's the
totally
thing,
understand though that they've got to make money. I understand that, and if it doesn't look like it has a paid subscription, it looks like it's just a one-off fee. I've just had a look on the website. There's no mention of a monthly fee.
And
So they've got
how
to,
much does it cost?
yeah, but it's $40 minimum to get in.
$40.
So it's same as Guild Wars, basically, Guild Wars 2. And I'm all up
As
for
a one-time fee.
microtransactions. Yeah, but I'm all up
Okay.
for microtransactions to keep supporting the devs. I mean, I play other MMOs, I buy stuff, but it's like costumes that don't affect the game, or a horse or a mount or a pet that does nothing.
Yeah.
Or a house decoration. They shouldn't be locking general mechanics of a game behind a paywall.
Agreed.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
like saying if you wanted to use the auction house, you can't. You've got to pay a $5 to use the auction house, or you've got to do the. It just instantly kills all interest I have for it. And my interest was slightly peaked when they first announced it, but everything they've shown has made me less and less interested. They showed some gameplay off about a couple of weeks ago, and it didn't look anything new or original. It didn't even look that next gen, sort of like modern. It looked quite old compared to the pictures they'd previously shown. But it's just scummy, and especially Nintendo putting it behind collectible fucking figures that you can't even get in some places and end up like rocking or shit. That's even worse.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that people
There
are
is a-
defending it.
Yeah, here's the thing. There is a way
Yes.
for like microtransactions again, as Ash I do understand they need to make the money. That's a fact, especially because the industry is getting more and more expensive by the time. That's a fact. But like, this is not the way to do a microtransaction. Like, you have so many other ways to do it. Sea of Thieves, for crying out loud, has a microtransaction.
Oh, Fabio, it's almost like
way
they don't even
better.
sit down and talk to each other. These
Yeah.
corporate whatever they are. And obviously, they're not gamers. They're thinking about their pockets. But it bothers me that you went to school for years to figure out the business. You don't use common sense. You must have a kid in your life, a grandchild or somebody that can tell you that ain't it. That just ain't it. Please change that, because who sits around on a table and go, that's great idea. Let's do that. A paywall. No, but like it's just insane.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not the
it's funny
developers.
how-
Clearly, it's not.
Like,
It's not going to be the
no.
devs.
That's
like,
not.
it's
It's not.
But like, I think it's funny how, like, of course, some people can defend by saying, "Oh, they need to make the money, and they are in a way longer time in the industry than we are because we are not developers and la di da blah blah blah." Okay, but I'm pretty sure, I'm certain, 100% certain that after Ash said that they are doing this sort of paywall, each one of us thought a way that is way better to do these microtransactions, actually. A different way and a better way. I'm really sure that all of us thought about something that is going to work way better than
Yeah,
what they
exactly.
are doing. Like, Slayer, please. How does Sea of Thieves microtransactions work? This is a nice way to do microtransactions that, in my opinion, really work.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm definitely definitely a fan of them, because like it's, they have basically customization items, like for your boats and your pirate and emotes and all that stuff, and like that's fine, right? Because it's not something you need. You can play the game without it, and it's perfect because if you like to express, how you look, and like, I'm sure we all do, like, as gamers, right? Most of us, like, sometimes in certain games, we like to, like, armor sets, whatever the case may be. We want to, get something that makes us look cool, or whatever, like the way that we want to look in a game, right? So definitely, like I was gonna say, two other games that I can think of that do it fairly well, in my opinion, is League of Legends and Overwatch. League may be a little bit kind of on the fence, because there's certain transactions that do help you kind of level up, although it doesn't necessarily affect your skill or gameplay in the game. But but most of their microtransactions on League of Legends is just skins, right? Like, there's a website. I'm not sure if it was League's official site or another site, where you could go, and if you, like, just put your account name, they actually pull how much money you've spent since you created that account on transactions. And I think that was somewhere in, like, the $2,000 range. And I mean, I've been playing the game for like 10 years, so it's still a lot of money, but, like, it's a lot of time too. And then Overwatch, they have loot boxes, obviously, which I'm sure most of us here hate them. Like, I definitely do. Like, I feel like, it's better if you could just pick what you want and just buy it. But at the very least, once again, those loot boxes only include customization items. And I think they made a change, not that it was maybe a year or two back, where, because before, you could get duplicates, and I think, like, nothing would happen. But now I think they made it so that either you don't get duplicates anymore, or at least you trade in the duplicates for, like, the currency inside the game. So I think that's fine. But, like, what they're doing with New World, that's pretty bad. Like, at the very least, what they could do is say, okay, the fast travel, you could use in-game currency, but there's also an option to pay for it. I mean, not the best solution, but at least you have the one way or the other, like, kind of like WoW does it. Like, WoW actually has a subscription, but now, like, a couple years back, they introduced the fact that you can buy the subscription time with your in-game gold if you actually have enough. It is a lot, but you can actually, it is manageable, and it is like an alternative, so definitely more options. The more options, the better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
totally
yeah,
agree with
where
you.
is Angry Joe? Where is Angry Joe right now to say you fucked it up?
But this is the thing. I watched a video the other day. This is how I found out about the Nintendo one. And this YouTuber was literally just basically praising it, like, oh, I know why they're doing it. It's like, yeah, but there's already some sort of traversal system in the game, so they don't need to put this in. It's like, yeah, but they're pulling it out and hiding it behind a plastic paywall, and I'd rather it be a costume or something like that. I don't mind that. Costumes that don't do anything, they're just costumes. It doesn't bother me. But locking, like, an actual mechanic of a game behind something that you have to buy extra, that you might not even be able to get. It's not like even it's just a one-off payment with the Nintendo. You've got to try and find one. It's not like I can just buy it in game. That, to me, is dirty. And the fact that people even give it any kind of sort of praise, or they try. I'm just sick of them trying to damage control. So call these
Like,
companies
justifying
out.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
They
call
just
these
explained it,
companies
yeah.
out.
Nintendo, I don't know, man. Nintendo
Well,
could
here's
do
the
anything they
thing.
want. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, Nintendo could
Yeah, but
literally
like-
shit in your hand and cover it in glitter, and people would literally be like,
Buy it.
"Fantastic, Nintendo! Here's $60."
Nintendo can sell you a shit amiibo, like a
Yeah.
shit, I mean, like
Yeah.
a piece of doodoo, and with the smell and everything, and charge $60.
And it's allowed.
Cardboard VR, right? Cardboard VR.
Cardboard VR,
That's what
and
they
they'll
sold
sell
it.
the
That's
shit
what
out
they
of it.
sold
It's
it.
just
Here's the thing. There's a big difference
I don't
the
get
shit
it.
out of it. I don't know.
between gamers and fanboys, because here's the thing. A true gamer is the one that, of course, he will have his preference. Of course, we do have our preference. We prefer Xbox. Of course, are you sure that we prefer Xbox? We are the Xbox Live Party Podcast. I think we do prefer Xbox. Am I right? But here's the thing. When the true gamer is the one that not only has his own preference, but he also understand that it is necessary to criticize his own favorite company when they fucked it up. If you don't have any sort of criticism toward your favorite company or video game, you are a fanboy. That's it.
That's exactly what it is. Yes, Fabio, I agree. If we all have preferences. In fact, that was my tweet this week. You know, it was one of those things where like if you're a neutral gamer, you're a neutral gamer. But what makes you a neutral gamer? You know, and a lot of us, it's hard to find a neutral gamer because a lot of us have the lean to either way. Makes a fanboy is exactly what Fabio just said. That right there, that's perfect. You know, if your console, your preferred console, is doing things that are off, that obviously are blatant, but you don't want to criticize it, you're a fanboy because you can't see nothing wrong with it. That's what Nintendo is. Nintendo has a lot of
Like for example,
a lot of fanboys.
Yeah.
but like for example, we criticize Sony because of the fucked up practice that was the exclusive Resident Evil demo. And then after that, Xbox announced the
Xbox, yes.
Scarlet Nexus exclusive demo. Last week's episodes, we say Xbox,
Yes.
you fucked it up. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, it is now out though. For anyone who
demo
wants to
exclusive.
play it, it is now out. But you should
is now
also
out, yes.
give them shit for it because it's a terrible practice.
It is a terrible
Yeah.
practice. Time
If you wanna
exclusive
play the-
demos.
If you want to play the game, but go buy it when it's released. Don't praise this practice because it's really fucked up.
I don't mind demos and stuff, but I don't get the whole. I don't get or a
exclusive
platform
demo is
exclusive
stupid.
demo and a
It's a
time
demo.
platform. Yeah, it's a demo.
Makes
I
no
mean,
sense.
And
who
yeah,
thinks it
Xbox-
benefits anyone? Like, does Xbox really think it benefits them?
Literally, that's what feeds the console war. That's what feeds the fanboyism.
exactly.
That right there, it feeds it. So, because there's no other reason. Why would you put a time exclusive demo on your console? No other reason but for bragging rights.
Yeah,
It makes
just
me
like
feel good about. I feel
Just
special
like-
now.
just like what happened
Just
with
kidding.
Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
It's
an odd
crazy.
practice, and people need to start calling it out in all consoles, in all sort of gaming things. If they're doing shady, inappropriate, rip-off stuff, call them out. It's never going to change otherwise. The Xbox fan base kicked off when they tried to raise the price, and they pulled back on that.
Immediately,
Yeah.
the price went up on live, and immediately backlash happened. We got it wrong. We'll put it back. You didn't get shit wrong. That's what you wanted to do, but you got backlash, and now you have to bring it back.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
just
here's
wish
the
that was
thing.
across the board, though. I mean, $70 games.
But-
I don't want to pay $70 for a game.
No.
But here's the thing for this whole next generation of Xbox, it's all about we get it. We did really bad last time. We are going to do it way better now. We are not going to disappoint you. Of course, I still love my Xbox One. I love that. I really enjoyed that generation. But yeah, Xbox fucked up.
Oh,
a lot of
Fabio, we gave it
times.
shit. We gave it shit for 7 straight years. We gave Xbox shit. What is going on with this box? A Connect? You got no games coming out? Like, we gave them shit for it, you know? And we've got what we got now.
We're still giving them shit.
Yeah,
The lack of games we've got at the moment, we're still giving them shit for it.
They'll give them shit.
So-
Yeah, I mean, you can tell me all day long. We have a what do you call that? A future look at what we're gonna get. I'm tired of looking at CGs. In fact, E3 better be better.
Yeah.
I don't want to be CG'd. I don't want to be CG'd. I want gameplay being played, and I'm sorry, I'm going off topic here. Gameplay being
In
played,
fact,
and I want dates, legit dates. That's what I want.
Yeah.
in fact,
too.
this is going to be our next topic. Am I right,
Yes, it
Ash?
is.
Yeah, so in an interview with Le Figaro, it's obviously like a French or something magazine or website or something. Xbox Game Studios head Matt Booty, best name ever, said the two companies
Love them.
will share the spotlight during
Better than Matt
E3
Dickey.
2021. So this is obviously following Microsoft's landmark $7.5 billion acquisition of ZeniMax, and he said Microsoft and Bethesda will host a joint conference this summer to introduce players to their upcoming projects. It's the
That's
author
interesting.
Chloe Wojtier, apologies if I've absolutely destroyed your name, noted the conference will be coming in a few weeks. Well, obviously, it's most likely coming at E3 2021. They're not going to do it a week before, are they? That's stupid. But basically, it does sound like it's going to be one long show. Now, I hope they just sort of extend the normal show by like half an hour and just sort of, and then make it all out. I don't want it to be stupidly long, but then I also don't want it to be the normal length and they cut a load out. And do you know what I mean?
It's very
we don't
interesting.
want to, like, we don't want it to become like just like ID Xbox this year.
No, please no. It's very interesting that they're picking the merger of both shows on one. On one of our shows a couple of weeks ago on my show, we talked about this a little bit. Where I thought, in my head, what made sense to me was having separate shows, half hour, 45, 40, whatever it is, because I was thinking, and Logic was asking me, because why would you think that? I was like, because Bethesda still has games being on Sony that are going to come out first. How are they going to talk about that on a Xbox platform? How are they going to, promote those games? How are they going to promote that when they're sharing the stage with Xbox? It makes sense for them to be on their own. When I saw this news come out the other day that they're going to be sharing the stage, I'm going, wow. So they can still promote the games that coming on PlayStation, but as it's coming out this year or whatever, they can still promote and put that date for the Xbox. It's just very weird for me. And I agree, Ash. I want the half-hour extension at the end, but again, it cannot be what ID Software was. It cannot be that. It cannot, or not software, but ID. The ID show was where it was just these random
we don't want that again.
Streamers just I don't want that. And then
I don't want to see
just
any
talking
streamers.
about their game.
I just want Phil and the heads of the teams and stuff to
That's
come
it.
in, introduce
That's
it.
it.
I think they should do it like past, present, future. They should start off with the DLC,
grab a controller,
backwards compat.
Grab a controller,
compat.
and play your game. Yeah.
Then show the modern stuff like Xbox One, what's coming out on the Series X and Xbox One right now this year, and then go into I don't mind a couple of CGIs for in the future to get us hyped, but I don't want it all CGI. I want to see more gameplay. I quite like trailers that are like CGI and then they show gameplay as well. I don't mind that.
Yes,
they've got to show it.
That combination's good. That combination's good.
It is a nice combination, but I got worried thinking about. Imagine if when they finally show Halo Infinite is a CGI trailer. Just
at this point they'll be stupid to show CGI.
Yeah, like fire all the employees from.
Honestly, my prediction on this show is gonna open up with Halo. The whole hub of the show is gonna be Halo because they gotta blow that up. It's gonna open up with Halo and it's gonna finish with Starfield. That's how I think it's gonna be.
I was expecting it to start have Halo during the middle of it, but start slow with something that is really nice but not quite so big, just and Psychonauts is available right now for you to
Shadow drop that. Shadow drop that. Yes. Shadow drop Psychonauts 2. They should do that.
I think they should bring
big.
Psychonauts 2 out on the same day as Ratchet and Clank because it'll be on Gamepass for free. But that's me being like a shrewd sort of let's be dicks. I would bring it out because the fact that they're bringing out Ratchet and Clank 2 days before E3 or on E3 is clearly aimed at trying to pull some thunder away from Microsoft and stuff.
Of course.
Drop Psychonauts the same day or the day before because it's free on Game Pass. More people will play it.
Yep.
But fanboys are going to brag about saying, but it's not exclusive. It's available.
It's
also
exclusive.
On
the only next gen version of it is on Xbox, unfortunately. So you want those up to date, sweet 4K 60 sort of goodness. I'm hoping anyway. It's only going to be on Series X and S. It's not going to be on.
Psychonauts,
PS4.
right?
Yeah, they're not doing a PS5 version of it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there was a version they're working on. There was a Sony version for that. I'm pretty sure, but
there's a PS4 version.
There's a PS4, but not a PS5.
They're not doing
I'm pretty
PS5.
sure they're working on PS5, but they probably
that's
cut
been
it off
dropped now. It's Xbox only exclusive next gen. They've made a bit of a deal about that, so they've mentioned it a few times now, so makes me chuckle.
Yep.
But I'm looking forward to that Psychonauts. Like I say, I like that. I love the Double Fine. We've talked about Double Fine so many times on this podcast. The art style, the type of games you do. Maybe they'll drop Grim Fandango too. Who knows? That'd be something good.
Ooh.
Yeah, there are so many games that they could drop. Grim Fandango.
What's
Another
the
Day of the
Black
Tango.
Give me a full throttle,
Brutal
please.
Legends. Brutal
Me
Legend
a-
too, stuff like
Give me a
that.
full throttle. I want that.
Yeah.
Full Throttle
Or
would
like
work
we are-
really well as like an actual game, though, not a point and click game.
Not
Like-
not a play and click, but an actual full blown game with
Really,
some
like,
funds behind it. Mm-hmm.
Really, I really enjoy the point and click
Oh,
mechanics.
I like the
of
point and click,
Full
No,
but it could
yeah, I
work.
did.
Is what I mean. It could work as like an
Like,
open
of
world driving around with a bike, but with that
Mm.
graphic,
Sure.
I'd love it to have that keep the same graphics, like the cartoony,
Here's
cell
the
shady sort
here's
of
the thing.
graphics.
Mm-hmm.
here's
I
the
think
thing. Go on, Lucas.
I think they're gonna show. I thought they were gonna show Hellblade 2, but I guess that's not gonna happen. Supposedly.
We'll
But-
find
They're
out.
using Unreal 5, so I mean it's a long way before
Are
we see
they?
that.
So,
Yeah.
like, are they using Unreal 5? Because that game was announced before the Unreal 5 announcement, I think.
I think they've come out and
Well,
said
it-
they're going to port it to it.
Yeah.
So, like,
They,
were they... Oh, shit, is Hellblade 2 going to be only available... It's going to be
Next
released
gen?
on, like, a 2025 or something like that? Because, goddamn,
it's gonna be. I wouldn't say that far on, but I think it's probably gonna be 2023 or late 2022. But they shifted. Like the game has shifted into UE5, I should say, but it shifted into that. It's gonna be like UE5 using on that. Just like
but
Coalition
listen.
just stated the other day, where they're gonna switch everything to UE5 now.
well, at least I hope to get some news from Ninja Fury during... Because not necessarily about Hellblade 2. It's okay if you are still working on that. Okay, now, but like anything else,
Like a progression, like
tomorrow.
show us progression.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Just progression, a little bit of character models, gameplay.
Not even
something
no,
like that.
not
Give us
character
hope.
models. They need to
Give
show
us
something,
hope.
doing something.
Because
Mara?
here's the
Yes.
thing. Because here's the thing. Like, what happened during the Xbox Game Showcase was just horrible. They just said, "You are working on Iceland." Yeah, nice.
Have
That's
you seen all the
it.
Twitter
Here's-
posts? They keep
here's
putting pictures
pictures.
up of like costumes and stuff, and they keep getting roasted on
Yes.
Twitter. And I feel sorry for them
His
because
pictures of costumes, his pictures of Iceland, it's like, okay, I want to see game.
yeah, I think it's a long
Yeah.
way off. All I want from E3 is new games and actually coming this year. I don't care. I'm all like,
Yep.
I like to know games are coming. Like I was super hyped when they showed Fable, but it ain't coming anytime soon. I want Xbox is in a good position right now. Game Pass is doing great things. The console itself is amazing. The backwards compact's great, but we don't have. Yeah, we have got loads of great games, and there's a lot of multiplats, and they're amazing. But we have got shit all exclusives. We need some games right now, and we can't keep saying
I'm with you.
next time.
with you.
We're waiting for E3. Bring the thunder. If they announce Halo, they announce Forza Horizon 5 and a couple of others, I'll be happy. I'm not expecting a ton by end of the year because of COVID, but
Yeah.
there's like Sony have come out and admittedly they could be bullshitting like a Gears of War 2021. It ain't happening, but they're at least bullshitting about it. Xbox and don't know. We ain't got dates. We ain't got hardly anything. And they
Well,
need
we
to-
got a last year's July showcase was just a sizzle reel of what's to come. So it got us all excited. I get that. But I'm with you. This E3 needs to be about what's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Show us gameplay of what's coming out this year and a date for this year.
For sure.
I'll take a Halo,
And like-
I'll take a Forza, and I'll take one more. Give me one more.
Sonic. I want
think
Sonic
they're gonna.
exclusive.
I think it's gonna be some surprises from Bethesda.
I hope so.
Maybe.
Yep.
I really
Mhm.
think so.
I really do
Fable-
think that. Yeah.
Fable Trilogy
Maybe
Remastered,
a
give me
new
that.
Dishonored.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna
exactly.
talk about new IPs, like that one game, Project Omen, which is supposed to be like a vampire
Yes.
like action.
Woman,
Or
yeah.
I think
Indiana
they're gonna.
Jones, maybe?
I think they're gonna show. I think they're gonna show like a.
That's a
trailer or
secret
something.
project. That's
Yeah.
if you guys remember, I don't know if you guys remember Aaron Greenberg. I think it was Aaron Greenberg who tweeted out or said something in an interview where he said, "This one unannounced game that we're gonna show, we're gonna talk about at E3, and like nobody know what it is." I think it's Project Omen. That's the one, and it's a vampire game. It's a vampire game, so I think that's ready to be shown off.
I think they're gonna show gameplay for Fable because supposedly they've been working on Fable for a pretty long time.
I
They're
don't
using the Forza engine, so I doubt they're
Yeah.
gonna show something with Fable. Yeah,
I think if that would be a CG one, because honestly,
Oh,
they've
yeah.
only just started hiring like head creative directors and stuff to really sort of give it focus. So, which is a shame. I just want them to bring that bloody multiplayer Fable that got cancelled back. I'd be happy with that. Just give it.
Oh yes.
Fable
We've got Game
Legends?
Pass now.
Legends?
Yeah, stick it on Game Pass. It was
Yeah,
in
Legends.
Here's the
beta.
thing.
It's finished. Put it on Game Pass. Let me play it. I don't care.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I do understand that, yes, Xbox needs to go guns blazing during this E3, but I don't mind for them to announce with their own studios like Ninja Theory, Psychonauts Double Fine, Exile, Obsidian, other AA titles. I like what I had. I like
Yeah.
Grounded. I loved Bleeding Edge. I will love Psychonauts. You don't. Sure, I would love to have more AAA titles, but I don't necessarily only care about those titles.
No, Fabio. It's not that we don't. It's not that we don't care about like that. We don't care only all about
No.
AAA titles, but this system
but
does not have those angers. You know, like everybody calls
Yeah,
them.
I
To be
know,
fair
but,
though, I agree with
But
Fabio.
what I
Like,
mean,
I would be up for the double A's. I've enjoyed double A's more than anything, but they need to announce them.
yeah,
Mhm.
but here's the thing. What I mean is that I don't think that for this year's E3 to be a true banger, a guns blazing conference, they only need to show us AAA
Oh, no.
titles.
No.
They
No.
can show us AA titles, but please do it. Show us first party AA titles.
Yeah.
Because I am excited for the Gunk and Exomecha and Gorn. Okay, but I want to know what you guys are working on, because you
Mhm.
have right now 23 studios.
Yes.
That's not
Need to have-
teams.
Of course, it's awesome to see that you are working on big projects, but I want to play awesome your small passion projects, just like Grounded was to Obsidian.
Oh, I love these passion projects.
I agree.
They put everything
And
into these
Bleeding
things.
Edge is to Ninja Theory. Like, let's test it out. Show us what you got. Show us variety. It doesn't need to be only AAA, but yeah, I would love to.
I hope they don't show
You
more
get what I
Grounded
mean?
though. I don't want to see Grounded. We've seen Grounded. Don't show it again.
No, I
It-
think the
Probably
message
show
is
updates
already
or
done
something.
for Grounded.
If it's
I think
coming out as a
I
full
think the-
release, just put it out in a press release. We don't care. I'd like to see those
Yeah.
Double Fine. Do you know when Double Fine used to make all those little arcade games for Xbox Live
Oh, yeah.
Arcade? Like
Mhm.
Stacking and
Backing, yeah,
Costume
amazing.
Quest.
Mhm.
I
They're
want to
probably
see
gonna-
them. I'd love to see Double Fine with a bit more money so they could get more people on board. The same quality, sort of like quicker arcade games, but pump them out quicker because they could get more people to work on them.
Is it
like
just
2 a
me?
year.
Is it just me, or like
Possibly.
when that Knights and Bikes game came out from them, like it just kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't see
Yeah.
anything like
Yeah,
it
that was-
being
that was-
announced
yeah.
anywhere.
It's
Mhm.
because it was a
Kind of a
PlayStation
shame.
4 exclusive, something like that.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Well,
I didn't know
it was, and then it was released to Xbox
was-
because
it
of
was
the
timed.
buyouts.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Here's the thing. It's just like with Massive Chalice. It came and then it went. That's it. Simple as that.
Mm-mm.
And yeah, but please.
Yeah, I forgot about that
I
game.
just don't want to get burned with 15 minutes of here's a new controller color. I don't want that. I really don't.
Yeah, that would be horrible. Like
Oh,
I
Lord.
would, for Grounded, I think it would be nice to see like, oh yeah, we got some stuff for you guys to show for you guys. Obsidian is there talking to us, and then first of all, we would like to say that Grounded is receiving achievements today. And then that's it. That's it for Grounded, and it's going to be
Mhm.
released that day. Okay, good. And then check this out, and then show a trailer and gameplay. You don't need to show any more Grounded trailers. Just
Yeah, if they're gonna show things
next
grounded
week
like
and-
that, it has to be here's an update and it's happening right now. Go do it. All right, move on. Like
Yeah,
here,
short and
go.
sweet.
It's
Exactly.
there now.
It's full
Yeah.
game now. It's now not in early
Mhm.
access. It's out. That's all I want to see. I don't care. I
See,
don't want anything extended about it. Just make it quick.
Mm-hmm.
speaking of talents, where is Inxile? What are they working?
We
They
will
have
find out,
one of
hopefully.
the
Maybe they'll
most
show
awesome
something.
classic RPG studios out there, and we got nothing. We still have no idea what's going on. They need to show us something.
Yeah,
this year.
yeah, I agree.
Maybe they're working on Scalebound.
Maybe they are working on Scalebound. Let it die.
Scalebound,
please.
let's keep that alive. Yes,
It's
Scalebound.
Blue
That's what
Dragon
I'm
2.
talking about.
Don't lie, Blue
I don't
Dragon
know.
2.
I don't know if they're big enough for that game.
Scalebound.
No one's big enough for Scalebound. It's never coming. It's a pipe dream that you all get hyped over.
Not-
Am I the only person that thought Scalebound looked like shit? Or is it just me? I never thought Scalebound looked good. It never piqued my interest at all.
For me. I looked past it. It didn't look too good, but I looked past that because of what it was.
Yeah,
But,
because
you know,
Platinum are normally
dragons
a good developer. That's
Yes.
why I was interested. But
That's how I looked at it. I looked at it from
Ooh.
that point of view. Like the developers that are
Yeah.
on this are amazing. I want to play this. But now years later, I look at it and go, I really cheered for that shit. That looks really horrible.
I mean, to me, it looked like Devil May Cry with dragons. Like, let's
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, it was interesting.
Dante on dragons.
Yeah,
Not
pretty
necessarily
much.
Devil May Cry, but Ninja Fury's DMC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they
is a
never did
good
another
game
one
also.
of them.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
I
It didn't
know, it's
work
a
out,
shame.
like,
It's not a bad game.
The
though.
reception was, yeah, for sure, it's really nice, and Ninja Fury really pulled off that one. So, any other opinions about the E3 and all this thing with
Well,
Bethesda?
one thing we can link in is there's been a lot of talk about the Starfield release date this week. Now, a lot of insiders originally were saying they assumed it was 2021. Then I think it was Jason Schreier said it looks like it's late 2022, and now it's a bit of it might be 2022, it might be 2021. No one knows for 100% sure. I'm assuming if it is coming this year, we'll see it at E3, or early 2022, we'll see it at E3. But there's no point arguing about it online with people because it's just silly. It's a game. It'll come out when it's ready. There has been COVID. It wouldn't surprise me if they aim to have it out this year. But
Yep.
COVID, life, it sucks. It sucks, but hey, we'll see it. I don't know when they would release it in this year though. They've got Forza
here's the
Horizon
thing.
coming and Halo. When are you going to stick Starfield out?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, would they truly try to make their own game compete with their other game, Halo or Forza?
Yeah,
could
see,
do
that's,
3
I
months, you
don't,
could
I
do
don't, I
Forza,
don't think,
Starfield, Halo, but
I don't think they'll. Starfield is probably done, or somewhere near that end line, but I don't think they want to mix it in with Halo. Logic brought up a good point to me. This is off topic, but he said, not off topic, but off stream. He told me, but they're going on Game Pass, so you could choose which one you want to play. You can play both of them. They're both going to be on Game Pass anyways. You can play it through that. I was like, that makes sense, yes, but because of the Halo fumble, because of the way it was last year, I don't think they want to mix that spotlight. I think they want Halo to shine and just be its own. Like just come back to what it needs to be. Bring that iconic character back to where it needs to be. But I do think Starfield will be announced at this E3 with a March date. I really do think that.
they need to start doing it one first party game a month eventually. If they start doing that, Game Pass will show up. Imagine if they had Forza in October, Halo November, and then Starfield in December. Can you imagine?
They have enough studios. They have enough studios to do a 1 month a game for the next 2 years and then rotate it again.
They've just got to start getting them out. We're waiting. This is the issue. We need to start getting that shit done. So
the impatient gamer is saying hurry the fuck up. The impatient gamer is saying hurry up. But the impatient is saying hurry up. The patient gamer is going, wow, I can't wait for 2-3 years from now. It's going to be a beautiful cycle.
And this is that's what AA passion project titles are for.
To fill that void, to fill that gap.
Yeah.
So we'll jump on to the next topic.
This is going to be interesting.
Right, so we'll get the quick stuff out of the way.
It's the last one. Sorry. Go on to the game releases.
Yes, there's been a few game announcements. We covered a few earlier with the OG stuff, the outright games, kids games, but we sort of snuck that in earlier. So they've announced that on May 26th, Maid of Sker is getting an enhanced console edition. So this is for the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. It's free if you've already owned the game. It's got new first-person FPS challenge modes, haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and 4K support. that's May 26. Saints Row the Third Remastered is also getting a Xbox Series X and S and PS5 enhanced version. May 25th, it's a free patch to all current owners. So it's 60 FPS at 1080p and 30 frames a second at 4K. I'm looking forward to jumping back in. It is the best Saints Row game. I got the remaster. I haven't finished all the side quests yet, so I'll enjoy playing that. And also on that, Payday, the game, another bank heist game, they're doing a crossover with Saints Row for some reason for the next in a couple of like a week's time or something like that. I haven't got the exact dates, but you can get a new mask and a costume. That linking with Saints Row basically as well, just to promote that Saints Row the Third remastered upgrades coming out. And then
Cool.
finally, Ascent's got a release date now. So they finally announced the release date for Ascent.
Yes.
It is coming out in July 2021 for Windows, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One. Now, this is the sort of top-downy, sort of cyberpunky, futuristic strategy game, like the shooter. Looks absolutely fantastic. That's a really cool game. I'm glad that's coming out. I'm assuming we'll probably see that at E3 as well. And then the last one that's been announced, which will lead us into our final topic, was Biomutant, which comes out in a couple of days. Will receive next-gen updates in the future. So they are going to make next-gen exclusive versions. So these are ones that are built for next-gen, not just backwards compat enhanced and stuff. These are going to be native to next-gen. There's no ETA on the release of them, but they are coming soon. However, since THQ was out the other day putting all the information out about Biomutant, and they did a really good job. They've been being really open, really honest, giving all the straight facts, all of the information on the specs and stuff. It's caused a bit of a ruckus, and my timeline has been full of it for the last couple of days. And I'm assuming you guys have seen it.
Here's the thing.
the
thing. Before you start it, if you have the money, if you are good to buy this game and you think it is interesting, you don't live in Brazil, because here in Brazil it's 300 Brazilian reais. It's really expensive. Buy it, pre-order it, support this game, because this is amazing. Go on, Ash. Now you can do it, because this is going to be beautiful.
It's a game made by a team of 20 people, so it's not a AAA game. This is a small, technically like a AA, should we say, game. And basically, it's an open world game, and it's being compared to Breath of the Wild mixed with sort of like Devil May Cry combat and stuff. And it's like a big open world game where you play as like little rodent sort of cat-y characters that you can design, and it looks amazing. It's got beautiful like visuals, like the world looks absolutely beautiful with all the scenery and all the plant life and stuff, and the deserted sort of like post-apocalyptic future vibe looks fantastic. But they came out and said that the Xbox 360, Jesus Christ, it's not coming out on that. The Xbox Series X version will run the Xbox One version at 4K. However, the PS5 version will not run it at 4K. It will run it at 1080p. And this caused everyone to sort of lose their shit, proverbially. I've never seen so much. Well, I have, but they were attacking the gamers. They were attacking the developers. They were attacking THQ. There was so much bullshit online by stupid fanboys from both sides as well, because there was Xbox fanboys trying to make like jokes out of it, rub it in like the board it owes them. The reason it is at 1080p is because the PS5 doesn't do any upgrades to their backwards compatibility, whereas the Xbox One X has the ability to make their backwards compat better.
Yeah,
natively.
That's because PS5 has the legacy mode. They have the legacy mode versus what Xbox has was the backwards. Look, they've been laying the foundation for backwards for quite a long time now, you know. And the One X could do the 4K 60. They just didn't take it. They couldn't do it stable like they do now. So a lot of these games that are being made for those consoles that are being ported over will play better on the Series X console because of that reason alone. Remember now, PS5, Sony thinks of generations, right? They don't really have that. We care about our past titles. It plays on that system well enough. When we move on to newer systems, newer games. So we have
Here's
to
the thing,
understand as
because
gamers, those are two different things right there. Legacy mode versus backward compatibility. There's those two different things.
I totally agree with you there, Sensei, but the only moment that I don't necessarily agree is the term that you use, that Sony doesn't care about their past projects and franchise, because every single generation they make an Astrobot game that does a ton of references to their past titles, and so they do care, but not care enough to bring
Preserve.
it back. Simple
Yes,
as that.
they don't want to they don't care enough to bring it forward. So like
Yeah.
and what I mean by that is yes, the Astrobots has their, you go into that game and it has the nostalgia where you see, oh my God, I played that game back then. I get that. That's one of those, that's like, greatest hits type of thing. I get that. But what I'm saying is every generation, every PlayStation's come out and they're not shy to say when we move forward, we're moving forward. Come with us or not. We're
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah.
This PlayStation 5 was not any different. It was going to be the same thing moving forward. But because there was so much, wait, gamers now that are more casual gamers now than it was before. Wait, you mean tell me the investment I put into your PS4, I won't be able to play that, pop in the disc and play it on PS5? What's going on here? There's more casual gamers now that care about that, their investment, their back compatible games. Xbox appreciates that, and they saw this coming, so they built that backward compatibility to the point where you just pop in a disc and it plays. It knows what to play. And that whole fanboy thing, I call them. I don't even call them fanboys no more. I call it logo hypers on both sides. They're logo hypers because the point of that is Eternal came out at 1080p, right? And they upscaled that to 4K. It was upscaled 4K. Game of the year. With the doors
It's a
not
design
opening
choice.
and every it's a sign choice, right? With the doors not opening and the game and all this other stuff. But that's game of the year. And we have a third party title that is not a logo hyper, it's not a logo, it's not exclusive, and that's how I feel about this, my personal opinion. It doesn't have a logo on it that says PlayStation on it, so now it's bad. Now 1080p is no good. And that's on both sides. Because even and I'm guilty. I joined in kind of fray on that and pushed that narrative along where it's like, wow, you guys don't even, I thought 1080p made you guys better. I even joined in on that. But at the end of the day, it's silly to go after developers for this and to threaten them and to say, you guys just don't know what you're doing over there, and I'm gonna cancel my pre-order and blah blah. It's like stop it, because you're probably gonna make a fake account and play it anyways, or you're probably gonna lock your account away so nobody can see it and play it anyways.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, this is for mostly the rage for what I saw is from the PlayStation toxic fanboy side. But the Xbox fanboy side's really being annoying also, because
Very annoying.
why the fuck are you bragging that PlayStation is running the games on 1080p? Xbox has made the Series S, god fucking damn it. There are a ton of Xbox Series S users. I'm one of them. I won't brag about that because I don't necessarily care only for resolution. Of course, I prefer way more frame rates and performance than resolution itself. But here's the thing, and yeah, sure, I prefer way more to be 40p and 60 FPS than 1080p. Yes, I do. I would, of course. But 1080p is not that bad, guys. So what the fuck are you bitching about?
Especially especially if it's a design choice, that means they maximize that design choice.
Yeah, here's the thing. Sea of Thieves runs at 1080p 60 FPS on the Series S, and it looks amazing. Forza Horizon 4 also. I think State of Decay 2 also runs at that. And Series S games, when they are really well optimized for the console, they are amazing. They really look and feel great. It's different from really bad types of optimizations just like Remedy did with Control. Here's the thing: there's a difference right there because 900p 60 FPS. But yeah, why are you bragging about
People
resolution
just have
when
to make their
medium,
plastic box
the
better.
medium.
micro the
The medium is
yeah.
900. So I mean, what are we? And we praise the shit out of that game. So stop it. If it's a design choice, it's different. And I'm with you, Fabio. When it comes to the frame rates, that part is more important. The performance is more important to me than I mean, I'm not saying I don't want quality, but if it's 1080p, but you're keeping up the good
Sure.
frame rates of 60 and you're good at that, you're solid, and it dips maybe 1 or 2, I'm great.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
But
great
Might
with
even
that. I'm
notice it,
okay.
yeah.
You're not gonna notice
If you-
exactly.
Man, if you exactly like if you make it look good, I don't care about that particular number. It can be the 720p, just like Assassin's Creed Valhalla on 60 FPS on that.
Oh,
If it looks good, I'm good with that. I think it looks good, then great. I don't care about a particular number there.
no, I
Like,
don't. And if you're paying attention, Sony exclusives do that very well. When the first party of Sony does a game, even if it's 1080p, they do it very well. You don't even notice that it's 1080p. You don't even notice that it's upscale. It looks that beautiful when they play around with their consoles and they play with that stuff. It's just unfortunate with third party developers. That's the design choice they took. And again, this is old gen they didn't put this on new gen. And they're working on optimizing, no?
Yeah,
Are they not working on
they're bringing
optimizing?
a version
Yeah.
out that is native to next gen, but it's not ready yet
Ah,
because it's
okay.
a small team. They're working on current
20,
gen,
I believe
which
it
makes
was.
sense.
Yeah.
So
20, right? It was 20 of them?
yeah,
Ash,
20 members of staff, I think THQ said. And honestly,
down, fanboys.
like there are people
Alucard,
moaning that there's
Slayer,
slightly less foliage
please.
in one picture. Like, who's gonna notice when you're playing? You'll not even tell the difference.
I am glad that these developers defend themselves. They defend themselves on like the way they talk back and says, "Calm down."
Yeah,
Like this is stupid. What you guys are doing?
whoever's the THQ social media guy
PR.
was
Mhm.
fantastic. He was slapping
Yep.
them down left, right, and center. That was
Good.
the best bit.
I don't even really pay attention to what these people are saying, but I don't know. I don't see the point of I can see a point of complaining about a game if it's broken.
Mhm.
Like if it doesn't
Yeah,
work,
exactly.
or if it's if the frames are dropping like crazy.
All on
But, like-
7.6.
but
Oh yeah.
what's the point of complaining about some because it's not high
Bragging
enough
rights.
resolution, Yeah,
Bragging
I don't know.
rights, that's all.
But what
That's
I'm
what
saying is, though,
Yeah, I
they
just
brag
think
about
it's
it.
all bullshit. Like they just want to get attention and get clicks and get noticed so they can make their own show or whatever.
We play plenty of games. A lot of us play plenty of games to this day and age that even on these newer consoles that dip frame rates, but because they're not being put in the spotlight on Twitter
Yeah.
and they're not being talked about by Digital Foundry, nobody bats an eye.
Well, look at
Yeah.
Valhalla. Valhalla is one of my favorite games in last year.
Love that game. Love it.
When it came out on the Series X, though, the screen tearing was abysmal.
Yes,
dreadful.
it was horrible.
And
If it
people
wasn't
gave
for
it
my
shit.
TV,
Oh
if
yeah.
it wasn't for my VRR on my TV, I would not play that from because when it came out, it was terrible.
I
ended up
played through
upgrading
it
my-
being
I ended up-
terrible, and it wasn't. I lived with it, and I still enjoyed it. But I feel
Mhm.
like the people fighting over stuff and trying to get one up, it got patched after like a month, and then it's fine. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
the
They worked at it
Spider
really
one
quick.
will probably get a patch, and it'll run just as well in either way.
Yeah. It doesn't
world
really
looks beautiful,
matter. It doesn't matter because that game looked good, but it was messed up. So that's worse. Like
Yeah. So I'm
it
more
doesn't
concerned.
matter.
I'm more concerned for like a Biomutant if I'm playing it and I'm stuttering everywhere. If I'm stuttering, then that's big for me. I'm like, okay, I can't even see the visuals if I'm stuttering. If I'm frame rate dropping that bad, then that's different. That one, like if it's 10, 15, something noticeable, that's when I'm going in on these guys. What's going on over there? Like, come on,
Yeah.
fix this.
Yeah.
But 1080p, 4K, native, upscale, like okay, most of you guys probably even have a 4K television, anyways.
No.
You know,
I was hoping that these are children doing this, but I guess
it is. It has to be. I
No.
refuse to think it's adults.
It's
Because if
adult.
you're-
You
don't
too quiet.
threaten it's either you're crazy or you're really immature to threaten death threats
Oh,
too.
it's the whole,
And I'm like,
it's the social media thing.
Oh,
There's no
man,
picture.
come
There's no,
on.
and most of these
Yeah.
threads come from profiles that has like anime pictures or
Yeah.
their face is not there. You know, they can't be found. So
Yeah.
they have they feel I can do this now. I can say this. I have a
Yeah.
voice, and they're not
Yeah.
gonna know
They
who
ain't
I
got what
am.
else to do in their mum's basement. Even though the 40-year-old are still
Oh,
there.
Lord.
Got nothing better to do.
Usually it's
Oh.
like these really usually I hate like when they have like a picture and it's like picture of like one of their exclusives, you know, like a PlayStation exclusive. And it's like and they make it sound like they made the game themselves.
I like those people on Twitter that are like your username and then the bio is like, I play PlayStation. It is better than Xbox. Hashtag PlayStation
Yeah.
5 Master Race.
That's-
Well, they
all
have
that
the
shit.
they have the little symbols. They have the symbols. The whole
Yeah,
little-
like-
yeah.
You're never
that's
gonna
really
get laid.
immature, man.
I currently
just can't-
have I currently have
can't take it
hashtag, my name.
seriously.
I currently have hashtag 4K native 4K Biomutant, but that's just me being a
God
that's just
damn
me
it.
being a troll.
But
That's
those
just me
people
being a
that
troll.
have them all the time, though, it's so weird. And they
Yeah.
literally
No, I
attack
take it
you.
off after.
It's funny.
I'll take it off
I
like I'll take it off tomorrow. I'll just take it off. I just do it to troll. But you know, I use Twitter to have fun on Twitter. That's what Twitter's about, to have fun on
Yeah.
it. To
Well,
talk
you're not-
about your interests,
not
not to
threatening-
be idiots.
You're not threatening people's lives though.
No,
so it's
no,
fine.
no. Definitely not. That I'm
Those
not
guys,
doing.
I'm gonna make Jim Ryan change that game for
Slayer.
me and all that shit.
Yeah.
I think Slayer's
Just a
died.
second, guys. Slayer,
I do enjoy the memes.
you are too
Yeah.
quiet there, Slayer. What's going on? Is everything good?
No. I just didn't want to interrupt. But I mean, you know, like for me, I was listening to everything you guys were saying. I'm a little bit different because I probably the only guy here that actually does care about 4K. Although I know how to, you know, like weigh my expectations and not be super excited about certain things. Like I can tell you, and I probably have told you this before, like I've played games, terrible games, and like I played the indie games, you know, and I don't care, you know, as long as it's fun for me, that's all that matters. Like I play like 360 games. If you guys remember this, the Risen franchise and the Two Worlds franchise. Those games
Two
were
worlds. Wow.
those games were like by normal standards terrible. Like I remember Two Worlds 1. It was really funny. Literally every single time you killed an enemy, the game would freeze for like 2 seconds.
Yep.
2 full seconds it would freeze because it just, I don't know what it was, but it just
Didn't
had
like
that stutter.
It, did it?
Yeah. And I mean I noticed that and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty bad." But like I actually enjoyed the hell out of that game. And you know, cuz I love RPGs. And I just loved, like, you know, like I love supporting, like, you know, like back then, I mean, that was probably considered indie dev back in that day, you know, like Piranha Bytes was not that big, you know, they were kind of like, you know, this from out of nowhere, like developer that just made this.
I think I know what Slayer was on mute.
Yeah, you potatoed worse than Fabio there.
Oh, sorry, yeah, it's just my connection over here.
You're good.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, like I
Worse than Fabio. Thanks a lot.
you're the standard, man. You know, I don't have my.
I'm the creator of the potato. Am I right?
Exactly.
It's way better.
That's-
It's way
that's
better.
That's your legacy, yeah.
But I hope it's way better during this last episodes. But okay.
No. You've been good. Like I, you know, I'm not on my fiber optics connection, so I'm pretty bad. But yeah, so like
Fiber
basically,
optics.
yeah. Basically, you know, like I said, like just to kind of wrap it up, like I definitely care about like for me, like for instance, like with Cyberpunk, I love that game. Like I've been very interested in that game for a long time, but I'm waiting till that's updated so that I
Yep.
can actually play it the way that it's meant to be played. Like I'll wait
Oh,
for
yeah.
a game to get
You
like
and I both.
yeah, I'll wait for a game to get like its update so that I can play it as good as it can look on like the Series X. You know, like I'll wait.
Mhm.
But if the game comes out and they say, oh well, this is it, and there's nothing, like it's not gonna get updated any past this, I'm like, all right, I'll try it out
Mm.
if it looks interesting to me. You know, so
And that's
I mean,
that's managing your expectations, though. That's managing
Exactly.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
here's the
care
thing.
about like having games at higher resolution, but I don't lose sleep over it.
Yeah. It's not the
You
end
know.
all be all.
No.
This is what this is actually what I meant when I said that I don't necessarily care about the. I want the best quality as possible. I want the best resolution as possible. But I prefer way more frame rate, but I always like also good high resolution. But here's the thing, I don't particularly here's the thing, I don't need only my games to be only 4K for me to be happy with it. Yes, 4K it is important, especially on a 4K native machine, just like the Series X and just like the PS5. But when you are a player that, like me, that where you decided to play your next gen games on a console just like the Series S, you are preferring way more frame rates than resolution. You will enjoy to have more resolution, facts, but still.
Yeah, like I agree with you. Like I'm the same way with like I remember you saying before when I think it was with I forget what game you were saying it with, but like you said you played at 60 and then you went back to 30 and
Hellblade,
then Hellblade. And then you noticed it and I think that you even said that you didn't want to continue. Like that's with me. Like if I play a game at like 4K and then for instance I go to like a friend's house and he only has like an OG Xbox One or Xbox One S and then I play like let's say Sea of Thieves and it's not 4K. I'm just like, oh man, I don't even know if I'm gonna enjoy this. Like that's how I am.
Yeah,
I can
I
notice a
understand.
difference.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that just because it was 30 FPS, I wouldn't play it. I like to test it out. Whereas that.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a little bit different. Like if I know that I have the potential to play a game at like a really good resolution and really good frame rate, like I'll probably, if I was at a friend's house, it's a little bit different. Like if that's all he has and we want to play something, then fine. I'll deal with it. But like I would always be like, okay, I definitely can't wait to play this again on 4K, 60 or 120, whatever, because I'm just spoiled.
I like to go for
but
the
here-
4K and I like the ray tracing
Yeah.
and stuff on.
Same.
And then
Oh yeah, the ray tracing is
I'd
nice.
normally play with the 4K, the best visuals first, and then I'll try it with 60 FPS or what if it doesn't have 60 already or 120. I'll try that later if there's an issue. But I kind of agree with Slayer. I do like the when I've got a new console, I want to see how pretty it looks and then feel it afterwards. I mean, I can live with 30 FPS. I remember playing all sorts of crap and it plays like arse. If you've ever played on OG Xbox One, you know how games play like arse. Pretty much every single game on the original Xbox
Like,
One
the
played like
perfect-
shit.
Yeah, the perfect example
So-
would be Assassin's Creed Unity. That game had like less than 30 sometimes. It would like jump
Yes.
between 15 and 30 and I
That's
mean
rough.
and I played that
Control.
game. I played that game from start to finish and I loved it. Like I don't really mind the frame
Control
rates.
also had a really poor performance on even on
Yeah.
the One X. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm seeing that we have 3 guys here that prefer resolution and 2 guys here that prefer frame rate. Sense, do you want to do a podcast of our own?
Let's do our own podcast
Let's
and we
go.
talk about
The FPS podcast.
we call it FPS podcast.
The new podcast is going to be Fuck You Resolution Podcast.
I don't know, man. Like, I
Fuck,
think-
Frames podcast. There you go.
I think you're starting to sound like a fanboy there. You better chill out, man.
Yeah, I know.
no,
Start my own
I
Twitter
wouldn't- I don't know.
war about quality versus performance.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
do our own little war on Twitter with that. fuck your frame rate. No, fuck your resolution.
It's just like what happened with Resident Evil Village, where people were bragging loading times are better than
Oh, my
performance,
God.
and like what?
jeez.
No, don't get into that again.
Oh man, I think Mass Effect proves that wrong because I love the Mass Effect load screens. I love them, and the fact that it's so fast now with these new consoles, I can't enjoy the actual load. Like I read stuff and the elevator ride that there's this dialogue that goes on the elevator rides. Now it's so fast that you want to walk out the elevator, you don't even enjoy those dialogues. But this is the fanboy part. My quick resume blows any SSD out the water, so it doesn't matter.
I don't have load times with quick resume anymore.
Yeah, none of us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It blows SSD out the water. It's like okay.
Oh, right. Well, I
Yeah,
think
for sure.
that sort of rounds out that topic before it gets out of hand.
Yeah.
We're going to kill ourselves here.
But
End the podcast quickly.
yeah, so we'll call that a day. For a change, we're under 2.5 hours. Fantastic. So we can go and enjoy the rest of our weekend. Big thank you to everyone who's been listening live, and a big thank you to anyone who's listening to this later date on like a podcast provider, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, or even if you're just watching this again on YouTube at a later date. So huge thank you to everyone who's been watching us. Please give us a like and subscribe. If you can hit the like button, it does help with the shitty YouTube algorithms, and it'll boost us up, which is all we need. Give us a like, give us a share, post it out on social media, let people know about us, because we are still a small new podcast. Like I say, we've only been going for 17 episodes, and we'd love to see more and more people in the chat joining in with all our stupid discussion that we have. Sensei, where can they find you? Where's your normal podcasting place?
Well, if I may, I want to thank you guys once again for inviting me to do a guest spot on the show. As always, I love listening to you guys, but it's a pleasure being on the show with you guys and having that actual conversation live. But you can find me, if you guys are looking in, you can find me at Sensei's Thoughts on YouTube. I have my own podcast channel, but also on Twitter talking shit. And I like trolling, but I'm more of a hot taker. I will ask questions on Twitter, hot take, and check your fanboyism at the door. But you can find me on Twitter on the Sensei's Kills as well. So that's where you can find me. Thank you, guys.
No worries. And you can find the podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch under at XBL Party Podcast. And you can find all of us guys on there. I'll put links to everyone in the description below. Anyone else got anything to say before we call it a day?
Fuck your resolution podcast.
Book it.
60
I'm already,
frames.
I'm already working on the banner, Fabio. I'm working on the banner.
I just want an option, either 60 frames or whatever.
It's going to be a character model, all pixels. What's that? It's just going to be a big fucking blur that moves fast.
You're gonna watch our show in freaking 480p.
Yeah, 240 FPS, 240 FPS, but 480.
Yeah, 240.
It's all right. We'll do ours in 8K.
It'll be so fast that you can't even see it. It'll be like Sonic.
But yeah, thank you very much for everyone who's listening, and hopefully we'll be joined by KY Bob and the Jinner again soon. If we don't hear from you till then, we'll see you next Saturday, 8 p.m. British Standard Time. Bye for now, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.